I want to tell you that Islam is not only Islam, no religion is compatible
Why?
because the all the Abrahamic religions, especially, all they care about is having sex with a lot of women and abuse and violence and intolerance. They're
What?
very exclusive. They're
Whoa,
not
whoa.
inclusive.
Come down. What about Christianity tells you to have sex with a bunch of women? I'm confused. Christianity teaches you to have sex
Hey,
with one
don't
woman
tell
in
me to
your
calm
life.
down, okay?
Watch your head, boss.
Why you telling me?
Watch your head, man. That guy was nuts. Start out with a crazy one. Jenny Johnson, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, man. God bless.
Um, I would like to answer the prompt.
Okay, go ahead.
I think it in a in a in a crazy way it is compatible with modern times. I think modern times are actually a result of a massive overtaking of Islamic ideals.
Mhm.
I think that one of the most successful things about Islam is they wage shadow war
Mhm.
and they promote dishonesty,
Mhm.
and I think that's compatible with our society, and it really highlights a lot of issues that we have.
Yeah. Do you think it's compatible with our society that a woman's judgment is worth half of a man's in court? Legal
I
proceeding.
think that it's not something that makes sense. It's obviously not something that is real, but I think that it is seductive to men to think that way, and I think that it's very useful for like a red pill guy or something like that to buy into that narrative.
Yeah, but you would argue. Would you argue that is compatible with the way the world works today? Right.
Yes.
So you think if you think today if a woman goes to court, her testimony is worth half of a man's, and it should be that way.
I don't think it should be that way,
Is
but
it
our
is it that way?
society is it is that way in some countries. It's not here in America.
That's what I mean, right? Modern. What country is it that way in?
Uh, Countries that are ruled by the Islamic regime.
Exactly. Yeah. So not Islam. Well, we don't think Islam. The modern world is non-Islamic countries. Modern non-Islamic
Well,
countries. The Western
because
countries.
of because of Taka and the dishonesty within written into the religion,
Uh,
you have a hard time pinning down what's going on because they're lying.
no, that's why you have to read their sources. That's why you get their fiqh books and you get their hadith and you get their Quran
Correct.
and you read their sources.
And I'm not bringing good news. I'm definitely bringing bad news. I'm just saying that a lot of Islamic ideals appeal to incel men or men that don't have very much contact with women, that they are seduced by the fact that they have sexual freedom, no accountability. It removes a woman's consent. And I think this is something that a lot of men like and they buy into it. They are seduced.
For sure. All right. Well, God bless you, man. I appreciate you coming up.
Thank you.
All right. That's the case. Yeah, I would argue she's not necessarily wrong. It's a weird way to go about it, but not necessarily wrong. All right, man. If anybody else want to come up, hit the request button, man. Come on up so we can discuss the topic here. Is Islam compatible with the modern world? It may not get much today, right? It's not. We'll see. We'll see how many Muslims decide to hit us up today, right? But is Islam compatible with the modern world? Can Islam even coexist? Right? Do you honestly believe Islam can coexist with the world today? Should it be able to? Riz Loudon, what's up, man? How you doing? Shalom, Chris.
Yeah, what's popping?
God bless, brother. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good.
How are you?
Good, good. Do you think Islam is compatible with the modern world?
What do you mean by compatible?
Can it work together? Can it exist in the modern
In
world?
what sense?
In any sense.
Can I give you an example, right? So, You
Oh,
know,
you needed to get back up. You couldn't take me on your own. Don't worry, I destroy you both all day long.
well,
God is
you're
with me.
All right.
I destroy
okay.
you both.
Okay, so you're over here trying to destroy people. We're over here asking you about things, and now you're already manifesting.
You're living in the country that's been at war for the last 300 years and has caused the most wars, and you're on about destroying, not destroying. You're the
Well, yeah.
peacemakers, yeah?
Well, yeah. Have you seen what your caliphates in the Ottoman Empire has done before that? But anyway, at
We're
least,
not living in no
at
Ottoman
least,
Empire right now. We're living in the modern world.
well, yeah, because
Well,
they
thank
went,
God.
yeah, because they went bankrupt because the Sharia law system is bad for the economy, which we're going to get into in just a second, right? There's a reason why that they went bankrupt 50 years before the British mopped them, right? So yeah, so one, we're just having a conversation, right? So how is it going to do things like solve poverty, like account for innovation, have equal rights across the board? Because you said specifically, right, that we're not living in those times. Fine, you would have to be able to cooperate with the Western values since that's the world that you live in. So is it compatible with the modern world? That's kind of what we're getting at here.
Yes, but that's such a large area to encompass, and basically, we've got to look at socio-politics, philosophical
Let me
politics,
just ask you a straight up
all
question.
these areas. What area? If you're on about
All right,
can
legal
all Muslims stop
legal
Well, let's start with the
codes, right?
economy.
That's never going to happen.
Let's go here, right? In legal coding, do you think it's correct legally for a woman's testimony to be half of a man's testimony?
Just 1 second.
He's got to go look that up. Let's go. It's crazy how two mushriks are about to go press him on this.
Mushrikeen.
Listen. I'm
Call
not
me. You
looking
can
it
call
up.
me Malik. You can call me Malik Mushrikeen. I'm the king of the mushriks. Okay.
I call
Go
you
ahead.
Munafiqeen. That's what I call you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Call me
You're not even a
Malik.
Christian.
Malik.
Awesome.
Malik Munafiqeen. I'll take that. But put the Malik on top of it. Okay.
Awesome. Now, can you answer the question?
I'll put you Ghulam Munafiqeen, slave Munafiqeen.
Can you answer the question?
Hey, racist too. Call me a
Now,
slave.
now you're racist, which is okay. Now you're not painting the point well. We don't want racism over here. You're kind of demonstrating. Sahih Muslim 1602. Anyway, can you answer the host's first question he asked you?
There's nothing about race involved there. He asked me to call him king, and I said
You
no.
called him a slave.
Yeah, but he asked me to call him a king. I
Okay.
ain't gonna call him a king.
All right, Rizwan,
Okay, just please. Okay, yeah.
Do you
Just
think
answer the
it's
question.
compatible for a?
First. No, let's correct your error of your ways. Can you tell me what are subjects to their kings?
Do you listen? Can you do me a favor? Let's just get back
No,
to the question.
I need you more on.
So notice.
Stop running.
So notice how he can't even answer. Like he can't defend.
You just galloping like bitches. Come on, straight up.
We gave you. Hold on. We asked you a question first. So you're not pitching.
No. I'm not gonna let you backpedal from what you accused me of.
You're not pitching your for somebody that came up here. You're not pitching this very well to us. I'm just.
Your boyfriend needed backup. Yeah, Jesus didn't allow homosexuality, but your two boyfriends trying to back each other up. I'm destroying you right now. Yeah, so
You haven't even answered the question. So how are you destroy? You brought up three non sequiturs. You brought up three non.
You're the one who
So I'm going to continue to live. I'm going to continue to live in my Western society because yours is not compatible, and you haven't demonstrated that yet. So
I need you to answer me. What are subjects?
I'm going to continue to let you crash out because you can't even defend Sharia. So that's easy. I'm going to watch you crash and burn right now.
I am not crashing out. I'm destroying you day by day.
All right, Rizlan, we'll see you later, boss man. You have a good day. Okay, God bless you. You can't engage, man. You got to engage.
Can't even get the first question.
Oh, you got rid of it.
Yeah, that's like, well, you can't even answer the, like, if this was his marketing pitch, this is a terrible job.
This guy has to engage, man. You got to engage with the topic, bro. Come on, man. You got to engage.
You're Revenant. Sorry, a Nazarene,
How
right?
you doing,
You're a
boss?
Nazarene?
I'm a Nazarene, yes.
Do you know Neo-Nazarene?
I do.
Australian guy?
Yeah, I do.
You're talking about Trickia? Yeah.
I'm not a big fan
Yeah,
of
man.
him.
He's. You're not.
No.
Why?
He believes that Jesus was a sinner. He doesn't believe in the virgin birth. He has a lot of problems doctrinally that I just don't agree with.
Wait. Can we talk about that? Because I was a Trinitarian. Are you Trinitarian?
I am. I believe in the triune God. Yes.
Hang on a second. So I thought Nazarenes didn't believe that.
Who said that?
Oh, well, that's what I just gathered from all the Nazarenes I've met.
Acts 24:5. Yeah, there's actually sufficient evidence that Paul and his being the ringleaders of the Nazarenes, Acts 24:5, they believed in a triune God. So what would be the
So, can I ask a question, right? So God is all powerful, all knowing,
Yep.
and omnipresent and all that, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
wait, do you believe Jesus is God?
Yeah, I believe Jesus is. He has the exact nature of the Father. Yes.
Yeah.
Just give me a second message.
Yeah, man, you're good. I know where he's about to go to. He's about to go to the. It's okay. We're gonna use the essence argument here and the fact that he's pre-existed. I know exactly what he's about to do.
Wait, so okay, this is one I came up with myself, right?
Gotcha.
So when he was hungry and he went to that tree for figs,
Yeah.
and it didn't have figs, how come he got angry and cursed the tree?
It's a lesson. It's not literal. Well, it's literally happened, but it's a lesson. So it's not Christ actually knowing it wasn't figs on that tree. It's Christ telling you that when he returns, if you're not bearing fruit, you're going to be hewn down and thrown into the fire. You're going to be cursed and you never produce again. So it's a lesson.
Do you know what a parable is? Because
So
Jesus, do you know what a parable is? Because Jesus
Yeah.
said in the book of Matthew that he was going to start using parables to teach us things.
So wait, he literally went up to the tree
Yeah.
that he knew didn't have
Or
fruit.
don't answer my question. Okay, got it.
No, but you just said it's literal, but it's a parable at the same
It's
time.
a lesson.
Isn't that an
Precise.
oxymoron?
Yeah, nah. It's a lesson. I wouldn't necessarily go as far as say it's a parable. It's a lesson, right? He's showing us a lesson. Humans are all the
All right.
time compared to trees that don't bear fruit, and so in this case, he went to a tree that didn't bear fruit, knowing that this story would go into the scripture. He would.
All right. Well, I need you guys to turn me back to a Trinitarian because I'm literally like I need to know. Like
Are you a Unitarian right now?
I would say that I don't know what I am because I would say I was a Trinitarian, right?
Why would
so
you
I believe
say-
like
Why would you say Jesus isn't God? What was the argument that you were making?
okay. So Revelation 1:1.
Okay.
If Jesus needs
Gotcha.
to be revealed, if he needs to be revealed knowledge, how do you deal with that
All right, let's go to Revelation 1:1. Let's read it, right?
without deflecting, please?
Yeah, I'm not going to flip. I got you. So I went right to the verse.
Yeah,
Revelation
we're
1:1.
opening up the right. Like, I don't know why you're
Go to
like,
the verse.
yeah, like,
Right. The revelation of
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, which God gave him to show his servants, things which must shortly take place, and he said and signified it by his angels to his servant John. So your argument right here is that which God gave him to show his servants? Is that your
Yeah, God the Father
Yeah.
gave Jesus the knowledge to give to his servants.
Gave him
Why didn't he know that knowledge already?
So he gave him a revelation to give. It's not that he didn't have the knowledge. It's now Christ he said Christ, go reveal this. So now Christ, now is the time you can reveal this knowledge to your servants. Before this knowledge could not be revealed.
Oh, so kind of like how Jesus doesn't know when he's actually coming back to the earth, second coming. Only the Father knows.
He knows.
That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking, right?
he knows,
Oh, he
but
does know.
it's not for him to reveal it, right? He can't reveal
Yeah.
this. It's only for the
Wait, so
Father.
you're telling me when the
Go ahead.
wait, so you're telling me where the Bible says that only the Father knows
Yeah.
the time or day, hour when Jesus is coming back.
Yeah.
Only the Father knows.
Mhm.
You're telling me that Jesus knows that when it
Yeah,
says
yeah.
only the Father.
Yeah, because if you take that word knows, it's Edo. So let's go to the wording.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll go to the wording, right?
Yeah.
We'll go to the verse. Watch, I'm going to show you. I'm not just going to tell you. I'll show you. On the
Yeah.
screen.
Also, while you're doing that, we can also use Matthew 11:27 because what he's about to say is what the Greek word says, right? Oidin, because we know the Bible wasn't just in English. That means to reveal or make known. So come back, please. Come back, because I'm about to read you Matthew 11:27, right? So
Yeah.
that's also hammered down in Matthew 11:27. Because it says all things have been handed over to me by my Father. No one knows the Son except the Father. No one knows the Father except the Son, and anyone whom the Son chooses to reveal to him.
Wait.
So I'm allowed to explain that verse. So with that being said, right, going to the Greek text, yes, it still says reveal as well. And this verse actually hammers down the our verse, which was not just written in English. Right, so it says here in this verse that the Son knows, it's just that the Father can reveal, right? So, yeah.
So here you go, right here, right? You looking, Angel? Angels? I don't call you Angel. That's kind of weird. Tell me when you get back on the screen. All right. So here's the screen, right? So here's the
Hang
verse.
on, wait, just before you go to that, just I want to, Chris, what verse were you referring to just then?
Matthew 11:27.
Which came first, Matthew or Revelation?
What does that have? Hold on, Matthew did, but can we like?
Right,
Was
right. So,
wasn't the whole hold on. What was so you're going off the English? So what was this whole thing written in Greek at one point when it was canonized? That's quite literally what I'm reading from.
right, okay, yeah, but hang on a second. So if Jesus needs to be revealed knowledge, okay, you're telling me that he already knew that
Yeah,
information.
we're getting right here to it, right? So let's just
Oh
I
my
just
god,
want to
just
show.
yeah.
Yeah,
The Greek word that's there is in that same verse as well. But go ahead.
So here, right? So you see the word Edo right here? This is the word.
Yeah,
No man
what
knows.
word is that?
Edo.
Right, knows, yeah.
Right, so if we click on it right here, Edo, right? And then we go know, to perceive, to tell, cannot tell. Do you see how it's translated many times as cannot tell?
Right.
Right?
Yeah, hang on.
Perceive, variation. So now if we go down here and we look at the biblical usage, so this is all the time this word is used in the Bible. We're gonna go to a verse by
Yeah.
Paul. All right, and we're gonna show you how Paul uses this verbiage. All right, so we're gonna go to Corinthians right here. Hold on, where is it? So Paul says, I decided to know nothing among you except Jesus Christ and him crucified. Paul used the same word Edo right here. Do you think this means Paul has no knowledge of anything except for Jesus Christ, him crucified?
No. That, he's literally saying he knows something there, though.
Yeah, he's saying, I decided not to know. He said, I'm decided not to know.
Then,
you can't decide not to have head knowledge. He's saying, I decided not to reveal to you anything except for Jesus Christ crucified. I want to tell you.
Also, if you go to Matthew 11:27, that also has the synonym apocalypto, which means to reveal, yeah, or make known, and that also has like 5 other different definitions as well.
Okay, hang on a second.
Yeah.
So you just said, what was that verse again? That for what was it, that one there?
I decided.
For who knows a person? Which one was it?
Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab my other phone. This shit's about to die.
So when you just read a verse that says he chooses not to know something,
he decided
right?
not to know. Yes.
Oh, so did he know that previously to not knowing it?
Yeah. The point is, it's not even know. It's not know in the sense you're trying to use. Paul's saying,
Answer the question.
Yeah, I'm answering the question. Yeah, you're asking. Hold on. You're asking You're asking the question with a false dichotomy, because what you're presupposing. Yeah, what you're presupposing is that.
Presupposing.
Hold on. I'm trying. Give me 10 seconds, man.
Okay.
Yeah, you arguing before you get an answer. You're presupposing that this word know means head knowledge of. This word know in the context in which Paul is using it does not mean that Paul didn't have head knowledge. He's saying, I decided to reveal to you nothing except Jesus Christ crucified. I'm not going to tell you anything except Jesus Christ and him crucified. He has head knowledge of it, but he's not going to tell you anything else.
Okay, I got it. So he knew the stuff he was going to tell them, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Did Jesus know what he was going to reveal to his servants when it says,
yes,
the revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him to reveal to his servants? He knew that already, you're saying?
He knew it, yes.
Oh, really? So why did God the Father have to reveal that then?
God the Father told Christ to reveal it. God said, the Father says Christ. Hold on.
You're changing it now.
No, I'm not. That's exactly what I said in the beginning. I can go. Okay, I'll tell you what I can do, man. I'm on YouTube. I'm on YouTube. No, because I don't like people call me a liar. I'm on YouTube. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna play what I said. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you literally just accused me. I'm gonna go back.
I said you're changing it.
I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna play what I said when you first asked me about the verse. Literally, what I said is that the Father told Christ, "Now it's time to reveal this." That's literally what I said.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
No, he didn't. In the verse, it says verbatim.
Yes.
The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him. Where does that say that Jesus already knew what he was getting revealed?
It doesn't have to say it. The entirety
of the context. It doesn't have to say it. So
the context, my man's.
If you're, so now you're presupposing.
Hold on, my man's. If you don't want to have a
conversation, you're presupposing.
If you don't want to have a conversation, I'm going to get you out of here. I'm going to be completely. I'll explain it to the comments so they can get it, because you don't want to get it. Do you want to understand or not?
Well, at this point, you're running, dude.
I went to every verse that you've told me to go to. How am I possibly running? I haven't tried to switch verses. You took me to one verse. I took you to, I went to the verse and I read it. All right, watch your head, boss. Watch your head. Now we'll explain to people who want to listen. All right, let's go to Revelation chapter 1 that he brought up. Let's go to Revelation 1. If you want the understanding, we'll give you the understanding. If you want to see the verse, you can go look on the YouTube. We'll put the verse on the YouTube. All right, for the people who want to understand. Let's put the Revelation verse on the YouTube. All right, running from what? Anyways, Let's put the verse on the screen. Give me 1 second. Let's put the verse on the screen. The verse says, the revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave to him to show his bondservants. All right. What is this? The NIV? Hold on. I don't like that wording. Let's get the new KJV just to be safe. The revelation is, sorry. Then I got a phone call. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave him to show his servants things which must shortly take place, and he sent and signified by his angels to his servant John. So right there, Christ says, God says, listen, Christ, go, and now you can go and reveal this. Before, these were things that should not be revealed. Now, God says, go reveal these things. God says, here, Christ, now you can go reveal this. It's not that Christ the Messiah did not have knowledge of these things. It's that now Christ can go and reveal this to his servants. Here, I'm giving you permission now. Go and reveal this to your servants. Go and reveal this knowledge. Before, I will withhold this knowledge. This knowledge was not known to the world. It was sealed. Now you can go and reveal this knowledge. That's it. It's very simple if you want it to be very simple. It's very difficult if you want it to be very difficult. It's not very hard. What's going on, Jay for Jay?
God bless you. God bless everyone here. This is a good topic. I'll just mute up until a Muslim comes on, and
Sure.
I'd like to chime in on this because I think this is a very good topic, actually. Like, yeah, it's very pertinent too. So I'll just mute up now.
For sure. All right, Sticks, what's
Yeah,
going on?
who's the in Revelation 1:1, who's giving knowledge to who, or who's giving?
The Father is giving permission to the Son.
You're cutting up.
The Father is giving permission to the Son.
Permission, no, revelation, not permission.
Yeah, the Father is giving permission to the Son.
Where's the word permission? Can you show me?
It's implied within the verse.
It's implied within the verse.
we don't need exact words.
So you're making up. So you're making up
No.
scripture.
I read the verse, and the verse says, "The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave him to show his servants things which must shortly take place." So we just look at it. We just read it.
So what did God give to him?
The revelation.
Thank you very much. So Jesus, the guy was right before you, that he was not all knowing.
He was all knowing. He already knew.
He already knew.
Yes.
But he didn't know.
He already knew. It was given
He
to him
already
to
knew,
give.
but he didn't know.
Yes. Now he can go and he can tell this revelation. We've explained this a million times. Listen, I respect it. Let's get back to the topic. Islam, come on up. Yes, the Son knew, and the Father said, now go reveal. That's it.
Yo, what's popping? Let my homeboy Angel back up as well.
Rizlan.
We're going to destroy you both.
Rizlan, he thinks you're a dirty heretic that's going to hell. He's not your friend. He thinks you're going to hell.
Angel is my brother. We Christians and Muslims can be friends.
Oh, wait, Angel. Oh, let me ask Angel this. Angel. Let's ask. I will let Angel up just for this. Angel, you're brothers with Muslims? Is that true?
No, hey, wait, is that wrong?
Yeah, it's wrong. It's horribly wrong. Yes.
Well, hang on a second. Was Jesus friends with everybody, or did he just
No,
shift to the
Jesus
side
wasn't friends with everyone. He wouldn't call everyone a brother. Now he would have conversations with everyone, but no, he wouldn't call everyone a brother.
Evil?
He specifically
Hang on.
No. Let's see what the Messiah specifically says. You want to see who the Messiah says
Yeah,
his
like
brother?
he
Oh,
wasn't
wait.
right?
Who is my mother? Who is
Like
my
he
brother?
ran away from Revelation 1:1, right?
I didn't run. I explained it, and I'm not going to keep explaining it. Who does Christ say? Who is my mother?
You
Who is my
explained
brother?
that he got with it.
All right, watch your head.
Hang on a
Because you rather argue with a Muslim. Rizlan, do you have a question about Islam, man? You rather argue with a Muslim?
You try to get the devil to work for you.
It's not my brother. It's not my brother.
I'm going
to drop you
Alright,
again
so-
too. I'm gonna drop you again too. Not my brother.
All right.
He can be your brother. If you're brother with the Muslims, you're not brothers with me. I'll be honest with you. So I actually, and can I say this? And it's actually a bit of a full circle moment. When I see him come up and say, yes, Muslims are my brother, it makes me even more sure of my belief because he is a pure heretic. He comes up and he says, yes, I am brothers with the Muslims. They are my brothers. Christ says, who is my mother? Who is my brother? Those who do the will of my Father. He comes and he says, yes, the Muslims are my brothers. You add to my belief. So thank God for that.
Also, brother, who does Jesus say is the Antichrist? Who denies what?
Son and the Father.
So if a Muslim denies that Jesus is the Son of God, he's the Antichrist, of course, right?
Yes.
So now Angels is up here admitting that he's buddy with the Antichrist.
Yes.
Good job, man. Good job.
You proved the point.
So let me run this first. Fran, let me run this first argument on Abdul, because Angel was talking about like monarch. I mean, sorry, what's his name? The last guy was talking about monarchs and stuff. He don't know where he was at. Abdul, you there?
What's up,
Yeah, sorry. Good afternoon. Good morning.
All right, boy. Is Islam compatible with the modern world? Huh?
Islam, it has one root.
Okay.
And it doesn't match with the modern world today.
Okay, that's fair.
You a Muslim?
That's fair. I mean,
because we won't change our rules.
Okay, cool, fair enough. So you would argue that Islam is not. So what do you think should happen? So in America, do you think Islam should exist here?
I think Islam needs to be in America.
But it's not compatible.
For what
so
reason?
You would say
because
that, hold on one second.
Because America is going towards the devil.
Yeah. So you would
that's
say
according to you, though. We don't believe it.
You would say that. Wait, really quick. Hold on. I just want to get this off. You would say that Islam is not compatible with America. So in your argumentation, Islam should take over America because it's not compatible now. So you think Islam should take over America? It should conquer America.
Huh.
I don't think religion should be taking anything over.
So how?
It's the people that follow the religion. The religion doesn't.
I don't know if I can talk to you, man, because you
understand where I'm coming from?
You're gonna have to come back when you get your service right, man, because I don't know if you can talk.
Yeah, you're breaking up pretty bad.
But come back when you get some more service. But I'm glad you at least admitted that it's not compatible. That's good.
Yeah, that was a horrible argument he tried to say next. Be like, yeah, but it should be, but it's not.
That's actually a good answer.
Yeah, I mean, at least he's honest, at least.
Exactly. What's going on, man? Is Islam compatible with the modern world?
Depends on which way you look at it.
Okay, can I run you an argument real quick? So can you build, so in the West, you can build mosque right now, right? Is illicit, you there? I'll wait till it comes back, but I'm interested about this one.
Yes, hold on real quick.
Yeah, man, you're good, man. Take your time.
Okay, I'm here.
Yeah, so can you build mosque in the West right now, as it stands today?
You could build a creation of whatever you stand today. Yes,
okay, but could you build churches in Muslim majority countries or like a country that's under Sharia law?
No, you can't.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't think I don't think that would be a
build another church in another country because the church is already built.
That's not what I asked you. I said a new church in a Muslim majority country or country under Sharia law.
If you would have paid attention to my answer, I answered it.
Okay, so the answer would be no on that one. So based on that first premise, I mean, you said, right, it depends on what the meaning of the modern world would be. So how would Islam be compatible with what we know as the modern world today, which would be largely democratic, secular, non-theocracy type of deal? Separation of church and state and things like that.
The separation of church comes from the separation of flesh.
Are you a Muslim,
that comes
bro?
from...
Are you a Muslim?
That's not what that means. What?
Yes, they are my brothers.
So, are you a Muslim? Wait, hold on, Chris. Because are you a Muslim?
No, I am a Christian, but they are my brothers.
You're a Christian. Do you know what the Pact of Umar is, Zelicity? Do you know what the Pact of Umar is? You talking about you're a Christian? Do you know what the Pact of Umar is?
Do you know what the repentance is?
Do you know what the Pact of Umar is? Yes or no, man? What's wrong with you? Do you know what the Pact of Umar is?
Yes, I know where the Pat of Umar is.
What is the
Do you
pact?
know where Umar is?
What is the what is
city?
what is the pact of Umar, my man? What is the pact of Umar? Tell me what it is.
Let me get it right.
Okay, go Google it. Thanks. I'm glad you at least didn't try to just go off top of the dome. At least you're gonna actually Google it. That's smart.
We got a defector.
What's wrong with you people?
Ain't Christian either.
Precisely. Hurry up, Felicity. Hurry up and Google it. You're right. Go ahead, Chris. What you say?
Anyone that calls an antichrist a brother, in my books, I'm not calling him Christian.
Absolutely.
They're your brothers. Read the pact of Umar. See what your brother's gonna do to you. See what your brother's gonna do when they take over your country, Felicity. See what you read the pact of Umar?
Yeah, 1915 is a good example.
Did you read the pact of Umar, Felicity? You back? Did you read it?
Are you calling Uthman?
Umar, the pact of Umar. Did you read it? Not the pact of Uthman, the pact of Umar. Did you read it?
Yes, Umar Uthman. Do you know that?
This guy's name is Umar bin
The
al-Khattab.
founder of Muslim.
Umar bin al-Khattab. Did you read the pact of Umar about? I'll just read it to you. Felicity, go on mute.
Yeah, please just read it.
Here is what your brothers will do to you when they take over your country. But after they enslave, make your mother and your sister sex slaves. After they make your mother and your sister sex slaves, then they're going to say that you cannot erect a monastery, a church, or a sanctuary in the land.
Remember, I am not in Islam.
Felicity, I'm telling you what your brothers are going to do to your mothers and your sisters. They're going to take your mothers and your sisters
in their land.
Be quiet. And if they come here, they're going to do it here too. They're going to take your mothers and your sisters as SEX slaves. Now, after they do that, after they're brutalizing your mothers and your sisters, after you, because you're a good Demi, after you've submitted and you're paying them a tax, here's what they're going to make you do. Let's read through a couple. You cannot erect a church, a monastery, or a sanctuary. You cannot restore a church if it gets broken. You have to let Muslims rest in your churches whenever they want to. If you're having a service, who cares? Stop the service because this Muslim got to go to sleep in your church. If a Muslim comes to you,
what?
Hello?
The thing about Muslims is that they worship.
Shh, listen. I'm not done talking yet. If a Muslim comes to your house, you got to let him stay at your house for 3 days and give him food. No questions asked. You cannot teach your children the Quran. All right, you cannot publicize practices of shirk, i.e. you can't say Jesus is God. You can't invite anyone to shirk, i.e. you cannot invite anyone to Christianity. You cannot tell anyone don't become a Muslim. You have to let them become a Muslim. You have to wear a red band around your head. You cannot ride on a saddle. You can't have liquor for you can't have wine. Huh? I don't care about you. We'll do you later, right? You're going to answer all these questions. You cannot have wine.
Religion so I could know what I'm talking to.
Huh?
May I ask you what is your religion so I can know what I'm talking?
I'm a Christian.
Oh, sorry. I'm a mod already. My bad.
Okay, so you believe in Zeus.
Watch your head, man.
So you believe in Zeus.
I think I ran into a bunch of these
Didn't he say that he was a Christian?
Yeah, he did, but then when he got pressed, he started backing up, so he changed that up. And honestly, even if we were to go take, so he's probably like some sort of non-Abrahamic pagan. That's even worse for him because under their laws, they don't have the option to pay jizya. It's like get out of there. So,
all right, let's keep going, man. Blake, what's up, Blake? What's up, Blake? What's up, Blake?
Paging from Johanna, 1, 2, 3.
Blake. All right. God bless Blake. I'm gonna go to the next person. Let's keep pushing.
Yo, Chris, let me get some of that Canada weather. Whether it's like hot down here.
Nigga, shut your black ass up. What am I about?
You a Muslim?
Nigga?
You a Muslim?
Nigga, shut your big black ass up.
Islam.
They're
guys.
just following. They're like following what their prophet did. He was going around calling black people.
Hey, what up, guys?
Hoodoo. What's up, Hoodoo?
How y'all doing?
Good, man. How about you?
Doing good. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good.
You a Muslim?
All right, so I'm Muslim.
All right.
Yeah, but I'm half Lebanese, half Mexican.
Okay.
So I know a good amount of Catholicism and Islam.
All right. Is Islam
What's
compatible
up,
with
guys?
the modern world?
I believe so. Yeah. I live in America.
In Islam, it teaches that a woman's testimony is half of a man's. Is that compatible with American society, Western society?
Where does it say that at?
Quran 2:282, and it also says in the Hadith, you Sunni or Shia Muslim?
I'm Shia, actually.
Oh, you Shia.
Ooh.
Possibly for learning that stuff.
Good.
So just use the Quran only for this conference?
Yeah, go to 2:228. It's going to tell you that a woman's testimony is worth half of a man's testimony.
I'm looking up real quick. All right.
This is gonna get interesting.
Yeah, I didn't memorize the Quran, guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can
So I'm gonna look it up. I'll give you back.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen. We're not holding that against you. We're reading it with you, dude. Relax.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Guys, if you're on YouTube, man, like the live on YouTube so we can get a couple more people in here. Going pretty good today, though, to be honest. But like the live on YouTube so we can get a couple more people in. Hit the like button if you don't mind. On TikTok, too, hit the like button if you don't mind. All right. Let's keep it pushing. We're going to keep it going. I think I've ran into a lot of these neo-Nazarene followers today, which is a bit strange, but we're gonna go with it. All right, we're gonna go with it.
Are you showing them the hadith?
No, I don't have.
The,
I don't have
the,
a Shia. Yeah, I don't. He's a Shia, so I'm not a.
Oh, he's a Shia.
He's a
Okay.
Shia. So I just told him to go to the Quran, 2:228. I can show it to him if he needs me to. If he can't find it, I can show it to you.
Oh no, I'm reading. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
I can go to Al-Kafi and the other ones if he wants to.
There you go. That's why I got the two.
Hey, I was going to say, I've got a
two
few of the
hitters
Shia hadiths pulled up.
I don't know nothing about no Shia
Oh,
hadiths.
man.
I ain't even gonna cap, boy. Shia's gonna have to stick straight to the Quran. Then I tell somebody to please send this live to J for J. That's what I do when Shia's come up.
Yeah, we can run Quran 1240. We can run a bunch of other ones just for Shias only, though.
All right, I see you guys saying.
All right. Did you see where it says the testimony of a
Yeah, I
woman over
see.
having a man? So do you think that's
Yeah,
compatible with the modern world?
Yeah, because talk about a contract, so it's supposed to be one man, one woman, but if it's two men, then the contract is formed, but it has to be if it's one man, one woman, it has to be two women for it. Yeah, I see.
Do you think that's compatible with the Western world, with the modern world?
I mean, I see you guys' point, but yeah.
So it's not compatible, right? Is that what it means?
Hey,
Like,
oh my
yeah.
gosh, bro.
He just said, yeah. Like, imagine this, guys. You know, the CEO of General Motors is a woman. So could you imagine if she had to get her assistant to come into meetings with her to sign the contract? Her and her assistant got to sign the contract? How
that
does
would
work?
be insane.
The CEO of
Citigroup kind of going downhill, so
the CEO of Citigroup is a woman. The CEO of UPS is a woman. The CEO of General Dynamics is a woman. Best Buy is a woman. Like,
could you imagine?
Duke Energy.
I think it's out.
Could you imagine, brother, if a female judge had to have her assistant sign a contract with her?
That'd be Judge Judy. That'd be Judge Judy right there.
But I do think it's out of context. So
it's not out of context. I that's why I said a business. I even gave it to you. I didn't even go to legal stuff because I'll give it to you even in just a contract. Or even if we were just talking about contracts, you don't see how crazy it is, like Chris just said. In order for a woman judge to sign off on a contract, she would have to get her assistant to come in and sign with her because her testimony were half that of a man's. And God forbid there's not a man available, then you got to find 4 women. Like, you got to be the woman plus 3 more. So for the CEO, let's say the CEO, imagine this, right? UPS wanted to do a contract with General Motors for some cars, for them to deliver their cars, right? You would need 8 women to execute this deal because you gotta have 4 women from General Motors and 4 women from UPS because both of their CEOs are women. No,
you're not getting your.
You're
not gonna get your car for weeks now.
8 women in the room. Say it
because
again?
now what you've just done is that you've increased your lead time for your consumer product good. Now imagine having to do this across the whole U.S. It'd be a nightmare, dog.
Clorox. You couldn't even clean your house. Clorox. Like,
hey, here's the thing, bro. Like in the Muslim countries, they did not do 2 women, 1 man.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I'm saying?
The only ones the ones that don't do it?
Go on.
The ones that have good kafir kings. You know, Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman,
Yeah.
he's kafir. He's kafir. He doesn't
He
really
said, "I
believe.
get out of there."
The UAE, them are
I
kafirs.
agree with that, bro.
They're
I agree
kafirs.
with
Yeah,
that,
Qatar, kafirs.
I don't believe in
kafir.
I think Saudi Arabia is a horrible place.
Hey, listen, Saudi Arabia is for the kafir.
For what reason?
It's for the kafir.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Hold
on, Franklin, hold on. Let me ask you a question. Why do you think it's horrible? Because you have somebody that's modernizing and you don't like that?
No, that has nothing to do with modernization, bro. I'm from Lebanon.
Okay.
We are one of the most modern countries.
That's because y'all just like you Muslims. No disrespect, but you Muslims, y'all ain't been in control for too long. That was a Christian country.
Yeah, I was about to say that's probably.
No. It's always been 50-50.
No, it hasn't. No,
it's
that's
not
true.
always been 50-50.
That's not true at all.
Yes, it has, man.
It's
Okay,
definitely
I'm gonna give you the historical break.
Don't pull no Phoenician stuff on me. But in modern times, it's always been 50-50 within the last few years.
Not few hundred, definitely not. You tweaking.
So when really?
Huh?
It's always been 50-50 country.
No, it hasn't, bro. No, it hasn't.
It's okay. We're gonna go ahead and go the year by year breakdown. 1 second. We're gonna get down to the bottom of this real quick.
But I just want, while we pulling it up, right? I just want you to. Do you understand how that's not compatible with Western society? What I just read to you. Do you see how that's not compatible with the world?
No, I can agree with that.
So would you then agree that Islam's not compatible with the Western world?
No. I think it is compatible because there are several Muslims in the United States which are good people and provide wealth.
I didn't say Muslims aren't compatible. I said Islam.
But you know what I'm saying? No, but that's how it kind of coming off as.
Okay, so you said
I'm Muslim. I'm a good cool society.
Yeah, you're cool.
You know what I'm saying?
We cool.
And I know several Muslims.
I'm saying Islam, not Muslims though. Like the actual religion. You don't really follow you don't really believe in this stuff.
Yeah.
Do you really honestly believe? I won't let Chris go. But do you honestly believe a woman's testimony is worth half of a man's?
That part, no.
No, so you don't really believe in Islam,
but I
bro.
do believe in the fundamentals of my religion, bro.
That's everything in the Quran is fundamental, bro.
Yeah, I know.
So that's fundamental. Fair. You don't believe in it.
Okay,
right?
So there's been multiple census, right? Pre 1932, that the peak was 76% Christian at one time. Even in right after the 1970s, it was still like 62%. So you said within the 300. I mean, 19. Hold on. Let me finish. Right now, is 1931 and 1971 are those 300 years ago?
Well, 1971, the country was nearly half-half, which is why there was a Christian.
It wasn't half-half. Is 67% half-half?
But there was a civil war
Can you answer
Muslim Christian?
So can you answer my question? Is 67% half-half?
How do you know? But you do realize is that war in Beirut?
So I'm not gonna. Okay, cool.
No, I'm just saying. How do you know is that thing is accurate?
I don't want to go too
deep. Shia Muslim.
I just want to make sure we stay on the topic. I don't want to go too deep, bro. But let's just be clear, right? Lebanon has just recently, right? Muslims, and it's more so because Palestinians moved in Lebanon. That's another discussion for another day. But do you see? Let's give you another example. Go to Quran 65 and verse 4.
Okay, well, what's that about?
It's about child marriage.
Oh God.
Yeah. Man, oh God.
He said, "Let's get it started." He said, "We're about to get it started."
So let's see if this one is compatible with the modern world.
And to lay out the Western position, in Western countries, we use science to deduct at 18 and above, right? So let's just go ahead and set that parameter there because we believe in using science and all these other things to, kind of further the position as well. So.
All right. So what you guys want to talk about?
All right. Is that compatible with the modern world? What you just read? That as for your women past the age of menstruation, in case you do not know, their waiting period is 3 months. The same for those who have not menstruated as well. Do you think we should have women who are too young to menstruate getting divorced in America?
Said divorce or marriage?
In order to get divorced, what you got to do first?
Okay, the thing is, okay, man. No, I mean, you guys, America does have what, like 16 years old marriage.
Yeah, 16 is not too young to menstruate. Too young to menstruate is like 9, 8, 7. 6.
Yeah, so
5,
my question is though, 65-4, you
3.
still have to justify that claim.
So
Like that's kind of like very opposite of, yeah. So
tell me, should we have women who are too young to menstruate getting married? Is that compatible? The modern world? Get y'all a little more of my song, guys. This is my first single.
All right.
Oh, you got it. Never mind. So they don't get to hear my song yet.
Not reading it.
All right, go ahead and read it.
I did.
All right. Do you think that's compatible with the modern world?
yeah.
Oh, okay. No.
No. So we two for two.
Okay.
All right. Let's do
Okay,
another
we can just move on to the next point.
What about 434? Do you think go read Quran 434? See if that's compatible with the modern world.
I feel you guys like nitpicking certain things, man.
That's the point. I'm
Hold
talking
on.
about the religion in general. That's yeah, you're right. But it's all in the Quran. I ain't even went to the.
Hey, but listen, hold on, bro.
The thing is, it's not compatible with the modern world.
Hold on.
That's targeting like Muslim Americans also.
No, it's not, because watch this. I can demonstrate that we're
that's
not.
That's my dog for sure. That's
Yeah.
my dog.
So before I let Travis go, I can demonstrate to you that we're being unbiased. One, we've given you an opportunity to explain this to us.
No. Hey,
number two, hold on,
hey,
just let me land my plane. Just let me land my plane real quick, because I can demonstrate that it's one-sided. Now, can you build a mosque in the West?
Yes.
Can you build a church in Muslim majority countries or ones with Sharia law?
Yeah.
No. Oh, okay.
Depends on the country, though.
The answer.
Churches. Iraq,
hold on. That's because Lebanon was mostly Christian.
How about Iraq? Depends on the villages, man.
Okay.
Like,
Okay. So under. Oh, okay. Cool. Let's just get under Sharia law, right? Which would be under your caliphates. Can you build churches?
Yeah, because Islam believes in freedom of religion.
Oh.
No, you can't. I'm gonna let Travis. Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, all four schools say that Christians are not to build new churches if they collapse.
I'm from Shia, bro. I'm for my house.
Yeah, no, they follow the same teachings. They even quote Abu Hanifa on this topic and say that new churches are not to be built. So when Muslims dominate Christian lands, if their churches fall to the ground, they're not to be rebuilt. And this comes from the teachings of Muhammad and the Pact of Umar.
I don't care about Umar.
Oh, we know
I don't like Umar.
But you'll find these same horrendous teachings in Shia Islam, clapping the cheeks of 9-year-olds, violently subjugating Christians and Jews because they don't believe in Muhammad and things like that. So it's not going to matter.
What part of this comes from Shia Islam?
Yeah, you don't know Shia Islam says you can sleep with 9-year-olds?
Which Imam says that?
Here, I'll show you.
The sources.
Yeah,
do you take from Al-Kafi?
You can give me any source as long as it's authentic. I'll take it.
So you guys remember this? They don't really have any writings of their 12 imams. They have scholars that later passed on their words. But I can show you your most authentic hadith say you can sleep with 9-year-old girls, and that 8-year-olds should be flogged if they commit adultery. This is not compatible with anywhere in the world. In fact, this is called statutory rape. We don't have to worry about adultery.
Yeah, let me see that the hadith.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to pull over, friend. I can show you from almost every single one of your Shia fiqh books. You can sleep with 9-year-olds. I'll pull over just for you, friend.
Just for you.
And I'll show you the links, the books, the scholars.
Look, we can get there. So like, saying Islam is not compatible with modern world and saying like, okay, like there's a lot of Muslim Americans which are flourishing and doing good work in America while following the religion.
No, they're not following the religion.
Oh, no, they're lazy Muslims that like the inventions of the kuffar, like their Nike Air Jordans, their Toyotas.
You what?
Here, let me show you what Shia Islam says about little girls when you can sleep with them.
Okay, so like look at the city of Dearborn, majority Muslim, and it's one of the better cities within the Southeast Michigan.
Yeah, the point is,
They're under
man,
American law.
yeah, they don't follow
Yeah,
Islam.
but they're all Muslims.
No one's saying are Muslims compatible. Is Islam like Lou? We're talking about what your religion actually teaches. The Muslims in Dearborn do not follow Islam. When they go to court, if a woman walks in the courtroom, her testimony is equal to that of a man. That's not what Islam teaches. If they try to marry a 9-year-old, they're gonna go to jail. That's not what Islam teaches.
All last week I was stuck in the office and I was mad and upset I couldn't jump on lives with you guys, and all I did all week long was read Shia law books. This is disgusting, dude. Wait till I start reading for you guys. There is no more safe space for Shia Muslims on our panels because we're going to flog you guys and the Sunnis at the same time.
Hey,
all right.
Somebody on YouTube said Dearborn is ghetto. I ain't never been. Anybody ever been to Dearborn? Can
Okay,
you
no, hold
confirm
on.
it or not?
Dearborn is not ghetto. Like I'm from the city, all right?
You from
We
Dearborn?
are, like,
Do they like you there?
Yeah.
I don't think they would like Shia there, but okay.
Say what?
They like Shia there?
There's a lot. Oh yeah. Everybody person in Dearborn is Shia.
That's see they already not following the Sunnah. Y'all supposed to be fighting.
Oh no, we don't beat the Sunnis like in the streets.
Why?
We just don't agree with their ideology. But
they kufar.
We vibe them. We cool with them.
They kufar.
Huh?
They kufar.
Who, Sunnis?
Yeah, kufar.
Nah, I think it's wrong to call people disbelievers and shit like that.
So you think she is a Sunni?
Now we follow bad people. Like, I don't agree with the three caliphs, but we're not kufar because we still believe in religion. They're separate teachings.
So what do you think about Sheikh al-Saduq? S-A-D-U-Q.
Oh, Imam Sadiq?
Yeah.
One of the best imams.
Thank you. All right, so listen to what he says. I'm glad you said that. So, this is in page 309, and I'll show you the book, and I'll show you the link. Because Shia have been really good about not translating their books into English, but with the invention of the internet, we can go there and do it ourselves. So a slave may marry 2 or 4 free women. A woman may not be married until she reaches the age of 9. If you marry her before she reaches the age of 9 and you cause a fistula, you rip her V to her A, you are liable. But if you marry her at the age of 9 and you cause the ripping, then you're not liable because she reached 9. So this is one of your most giant sheikhs saying, wait till the girl's 9 years old. Now let me show. What happened?
Sorry, that was me. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. So here is somebody who is being accused of adultery at the age of 8. The same sheikh that he just talked about. Same sheikh. Listen. If a man commits adultery with a female slave who has not yet reached the age of 8, the female slave is flogged. Flogging 8-year-olds, guys, after sleeping with her with less than the prescribed punishment. So she doesn't get all the floggings. But she's 8 years old doing adultery? How about the man did statutory grapes with her? This is Shia Islam. It's no better than Sunni Islam.
Okay, that's not the imam. That's like an Iranian scholar. But so here, I get it. Like I don't agree with the child shit.
All right. So what about Sheikh al-Sharaf al-Murtada?
I don't know these people by name. We're not part of a core belief, but we're just scholars.
Yeah, so they're all like I went to your most giant scholars. So here's another source, friend.
Also, I think you guys should be respectful too.
Yeah, no problem. And it is not permissible to enter the woman before the age of 9. So this means at 9 years old, it's game on. And then we have a collection of the Shia scholars saying that you can use the hands of infants to gratify yourself in the bed.
Wait, what?
Breastfeeding babies. Have you ever heard of Khomeini?
Let me see that again.
Yeah, so let me show you what Khomeini says about a breastfeeding baby. So it's for him to look at face, blah, blah, blah. The well-known and strongest opinion is that anal, in Shia Islam, you can do anal intercourse with your wife. It's permissible, although it's strongly disliked. And the more cautious to refrain from it, especially if she's not pleased. Question 12. It is not permissible to have intercourse with a wife before she has completed the age of 9 years, whether the marriage is permanent or temporary. Listen, guys, as for other forms of enjoyment, such as touching with lust, embracing, thighing, there is no problem with it, even if she's a breastfed girl. So you pull your child bride off her mother's titty, sucking milk, and then you start thighing her and using her hand for lust. This is Shia Islam. And you got the same book, like the Shia Islam is just as ridiculous as Sunni Islam. We got teachings that say don't look at your wife's vagina when you're having intercourse with her because your child's going to be born blind. Or don't talk to her during intercourse or your child will be born mute. Like, what are we talking about, man? There's nothing in Islam that's compatible with the Western world.
Hey, Travis, can you send me those sources, man? I send you a DM. I would like to have the references like this. I'd appreciate it, man.
So even 9 years old in Shia Islam, you can still gratify yourself with a breastfeeding baby. And Khomeini takes from very old, like classical sources when he comes to this conclusion.
No, Khomeini is a good scholar, yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty good, man. So what do you think about somebody using the lap of a breastfeeding baby to gratify themselves?
Well, I would say I don't support that.
Then you should follow a better path like Jesus Christ, man, who didn't do this stuff with kids.
This is why we say Islam is not compatible. But some Muslims are compatible because you're human, you're a man, and I respect men. You are a man, right? That will say, you know, I don't agree with this stuff. I don't like this stuff.
So, and the people in the audience want me to specify Shia. At least they wait till 9 before they start penetrating them. Sunni Islam says you can do intercourse with 7-year-old kids, 6-year-old kids if they're fat and chunky. So I don't want any of the Sunnis in the audience attacking the Shia because you guys are even worse.
Well, I don't know about that, man, because I've read from their hadiths that you can have relations with their prepubescent smek slave. So.
And this guy must be new to TikTok down in the audience. Bring you sources? I have 135 sources compiled of all your scholars saying that the girl's built like a barrel. You can consummate her under the age of 9.
Yeah, I ain't gonna cap it out, my boy. That's the wrong one to say bring the sources to. I always tell folks to. I remember the first time I knew Travis was a different beast. Travis quoted something from a PowerPoint. The dude said, "Show me the book." Travis said, "Wait 1 second." Went upstairs and got the book.
All my slides are off my own books.
Dude went crazy then. No, show me who wrote the book. Who published the book?
Who was his cousin? Who was his cousin? Dude Suckling.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, y'all cool. You're cool. I normally do like Sunni Shia debates.
No,
so like I normally go into that shit, but
do you see the problem with Islam, man?
Stuff you guys pulled up, yes.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's Islam, bro. So why are you a Muslim?
Because I follow some of the teachings.
Exactly, but why would you follow religion where you can only follow some of the teachings, bro? Why don't you follow religion? You can follow all the teachings.
Because I think it's a way of life, of like how it works.
Like what? What about the way of life do you like, bro?
The teachings, I like have a zero pagan influence on the religion.
Bro, did you know that the Kaaba? Do you know how you're supposed to walk 7 times around the Kaaba?
Mm-hmm.
You know who did that first?
Who?
The pagans. Literally. They literally did the exact same thing you do around the Kaaba. Literally.
No, the thing is the Kaaba was built by Abraham and
No, I'm saying the pagans, you talk about pagan. The pagans walked around the Kaaba 7 times just like you're supposed to.
And that claim that Abraham built the Kaaba is just a claim from Muslims. No one ever mentioned the Black Stone or the Kaaba in the Arabian Peninsula before Islam. Now, Abraham
and Ishmael did it.
Hoodoo, make this make sense. We can identify every single kingdom of the Arabian Peninsula all the way up to 800 BC. Guess what they never mentioned? Not one time. The Kaaba or Mecca.
Mecca was, look, here's the story behind it, man. Hajar and Ishmael
Hagar?
went between, huh?
Oh, yeah, Hagar. Go ahead.
Yeah, Hagar. We say Hajar.
Okay.
So Hajar and Ishmael was walking between two mountains while thirsty, dying, unaliving, sorry. And then a well, when God created a well, or like a spring, so which is known as Zamzam water. After that, that's when we started building a house together, and that's the foundation of Kaaba.
So the Kaaba
So
is
that's how
Ishmael's
that part.
house, according to you?
Yeah.
All right, now, but I thought the Kaaba came down from heaven or some crazy stuff. I ain't never really researched. I thought the Kaaba like came down
No,
from
what's
heaven.
called black stone came from, I don't know.
You don't even know.
Black
Why are
stone
you a
did.
Muslim, man?
So Sharia does not care about what black stone. That's a Sunni thing.
I'm saying, why are
But
you a
when black
Muslim at
stone came
all?
from heaven, it was pure. It was all white, but then the sins of mankind made that shit black.
Yeah, why are you? But stop being a Muslim, bro. You're not a Muslim. You're a cultural
I am
Muslim.
Muslim.
No, you're a cultural Muslim. You don't believe this stuff. You don't believe in Islam, man. Come on now, be honest. Do you really believe in Islam? This is kind of crazy, ain't it? Like all this married 9-year-olds and all this wild.
Okay, that shit, no, but how about like Ramadan? All the things I believe in.
Just do Lent. If you want to do right, just do Lent.
Bro, Ramadan is more spiritual.
No, it's not.
How?
It's not more spiritual.
Let you give up one item.
No,
Ramadan
you
just don't eat.
No, bro. If you want to for Lent, you can
And
give
it's
up.
all spiritual,
Listen,
praying and everything, man.
in Lent you're supposed to pray a lot more. You're supposed to pray in Ramadan. If you do Lent, bro, you can give up food from sun up to sundown. It's fine. You can do that.
There's many fasts in the Bible. It's not just like one time where everybody's fasting together. That's like kind of what the Bible warns against, is don't do it like the heathens and let everybody know you're fasting. Then your reward is on earth. You've gotten your reward. People think you're great. But if you do it, if you fast, wash your face and don't let people know you're fasting, so that you're not like a heathen and your reward is in heaven.
That's fact. Let me ask you this, Hudu, right? What's the worst thing somebody can do in the world to you? Like, what's the absolute worst thing? What's the worst thing someone can do? Period. Like, what is the absolute worst thing a man can do? What's like the worst thing?
Like sin wise or like
just in your opinion, action. In your opinion, what's the absolute worst thing that can be done on earth?
Oh no, unaliving someone.
I would say abusing children. I would rather you unalive me than abuse a child 10 times out of 10, right?
I agree.
I agree with that.
Yeah, so why would you follow a religion that agrees with abusing children?
What do you mean abusing children?
I mean having sex with 9-year-olds.
All right, I don't agree with that. You know I don't.
I'm saying, but why follow a religion that does agree with that, bro? I agree with you, but I'm asking you, why would you follow a religion that does agree with that? Why are you doing that?
This is a long, slow death for little girls.
Yeah, bro. I'd rather you just, God forbid, I'd rather you just kill her. Seriously. No jokes.
Yeah, because she's going to suffer mental problems. If she survives it like a pregnancy, she's going to suffer mental problems and all kinds of, damaging stuff. Because we literally have in the law books teaching the Muslims what to do after they rip their child bride from one hole to the next. And one of the Hanafi law books says, and the Shia scholars, to my surprise, quote Imam Shafi and Abu Hanifa more than anyone. Abu Hanifa says if a girl farts and she's been ripped down there, she needs to go do wudu because it probably also went through her vagina. What in the world are we talking about, guys? This is a demonic.
Wudu is about like purification,
right?
Like so, like if I fart, I have to do wudu again.
Wait, friend. This is specifically on a girl who's suffering from ifta, who has a fistula. You know what fistula is?
What's that?
It's where the V of a girl is ripped to the A-hole of a girl due to young intercourse. So it's telling the girl, go do wudu because when you fart, it's going to come through your vagina too.
Queefing.
No, it's a literal fart coming from her butt, passing through her vagina because she's been ripped from one hole to the next from very young underage intercourse.
Oh no, man, that's just crazy.
It's disgusting. So here's a source from Abu Hanifa that says, because the audience is twerking for the guy in the audience is twerking for the Arabic source. So this is from Shamela, your Muslim-run website down there in the audience, not you, hoo-hoo. This is a source from the Hanafi fiqh that says if the girl's fat and chunky, you can consummate her under the age of 9. Here's the source. You want it in Arabic? Read it and weep.
God.
Now, let me, I can translate it right here in front of the room for everyone. Let me see if I can translate the page.
Hulu, you said you're half Mexican. Wait on Travis. Who's Mexican? Your mama or your daddy?
Mom's side.
Mom's side. Okay. Cool. Who raised you? Did they raise you together?
Yeah.
Okay, God bless. That's good.
It's saying, hey, there's a few rogue scholars out there that think that the girl should reach puberty, but listen to what it says. Most of the sheikhs are at ages of development. Rather, what matters is her energy. If she's healthy and obese and can tolerate men, and there's no fear that she'll get harmed from it, the husband is allowed to consummate her even if she has not reached the age of 9. Islam. Don't look at the girl's age. If she's fat and chunky and built like King Kong, you can consummate her. So don't worry about the Arabic sources. They're just as filthy in Arabic as they are in English, friend. I can do this for days, by the way, with the Sunni tradition.
And by the way, in the Shia sources in Al-Kafi, which is their most authoritative hadith collection, it reads that Muhammad had relations with Aisha when she was just 10 years old. Do you want to see that?
Ali was, yeah, and Ali was on top of Fatima at the age of 10.
Wait, what? No, man.
In Shia sources. Yeah, here, I got you.
I think, did we even know how to calculate age back then?
Yeah, we do. It was even worse, right? Because they went on lunar years, so they were younger.
Lunar years, they were younger. Aisha would have been like 8 years and like 6 months or 9 months or something like that.
Well, and I think if you just look at the child marriage, you're only looking at one part of why Islam isn't compatible. There's whether it's Shia or Sunni. If you look at Sunni and you look at the true Sharia law, you got to look at the Taliban. That's what true Sharia law looks like. If you want to look at Shia, what the Shias have, you look at IRGC. That's true Sharia law. And as far as Iran goes, Khomeini's granddaughter and daughter don't even, granddaughter and great granddaughter don't even live there anymore. You can look up, I'll put the names in the comments, but you could look it up. The granddaughter doesn't even wear hijab, right? I mean, they got out of there, and the
hijab is a woman's choice.
The hijab is a woman's choice here. It's not in Iran.
Even in Iran, I'm multiple Iranian.
Eating pizza in public for a woman is illegal in Iran because a woman can't use her hands in public. She's not allowed to order food in Iran and have a male.
I'm gonna tell you this: that is actually not true. I've been to Iran and I've seen multiple times women eating and using her hands and stuff.
Well, it's a law in the books, and the Ayatollah's granddaughter actually speaks of it. Khomeini's granddaughter did an interview and is against the IRGC in Iran. Against. So there's many things that in Iran are not legal for women. And in Afghanistan, the Taliban, women can't even go to the doctors because the male doctor isn't allowed to see her disrobed. It's really, really true.
So a woman.
It's wild. The Muslims spoke volumes when the real Muslims were coming into Afghanistan. They were hanging on the side of airplanes and trying to flee the real Muslim society.
Please let me out.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
No, don't
Like,
leave
oh,
with
crap.
these guys.
Right. The real Muslims are coming. Leave.
But let me ask the Shia brother a question here. Do you believe that a 9-year-old can be a woman?
I don't think you. I think
Yeah.
it's pretty.
Why are you trying to get with me with that question?
We
Yeah,
just want you to
because
I think he already
understand.
knows it's wrong.
Yeah, we want you to see what we're
See,
saying.
I'm
yeah.
not for that stuff. You know
Because
what I mean?
in a hadith, it reads that a 9-year-old is considered a woman. It's no longer a child.
I mean, because I think we say that because a period, once a woman has a period, that's when she becomes transitioning to a woman. Now, that's not saying I agree with certain things. Definitely not. But I think at that point, like, okay, she's on a period. So now she's transitioning to a woman. Like puberty for the command.
But they still shouldn't be consummated though, because the birth canal continues to widen for years, all the way up into the girl's young 20s. So
And
it seems like
I'm not saying I'm agree with you, bro. I'm agree with you.
Yeah, but it seems
Yeah,
like the God of the Quran had no concern about the 7 or 8-year-old girls or 9-year-olds.
Yeah, so this is from Al-Kafi, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is authentic. If you can read the Arabic, it reads authentic, right?
Uh-huh.
So it reads here, Ali has narrated from his father, from Ibn Abi Humair, from a man who has said the following. I once asked Abu Abd Allah, when is a girl not considered a child? Is it a girl who is 6 or 7 years old? He, the Imam, said, no, a 9-year-old girl is not considered a child, and all of them are unanimous that a girl who is 9 years old is not considered a child unless there is weakness in her reason. Otherwise, when she becomes 9-year-old, she becomes mature. Now I'm going to show you where Muhammad, the greatest example for mankind, supposedly, violated Aisha when she was 10. Okay, so here it is, and this is the reference, and this is, what does that read? That it's authentic, right?
Mm.
And it reads right here, I'm not going to read the chain, but it reads, who was narrated from the following. I once asked Ishmael ibn Jafar, when it is permissible for a boy to testify? He said, it is permissible when he becomes 10 years old. I then asked, can he issue a command? He said, the messenger of Allah went to bed with Aisha when she was 10 years old. And it is not permissible to go to bed with a girl unless she's a woman.
Mm-hmm.
When a boy becomes 10 years old, his commanding is permissible and his testimony is admissible. So this is what your prophet did. This is the man that you're following did to someone who would be equivalent to a 4th grader or a 3rd grader today in America, in the Western world. And he was like, what, 40, 50 plus years old?
So, and also let me just say this really quick to the guy that says Orthodox Muslim owns us. He's the same guy that says Islam allows child marriage. So
Yes.
let me show this really quick. Now this was about Ali's marriage to Fatima. Right, here's the source, everyone. Let me turn it sideways for the Shia guy in the audience, or let me zoom. If you just screenshot this with your phone and zoom in, you'll be able to take it. So this is the two opinions. One is that it happened at the 1 year after the migration, meaning that her blessed age at the time of marriage was 9. This is why most Shia scholars say that it's okay to marry at 9, by the way. But it also says, Al-Kafi says in volume 8, page 340, and he says that it happened 2 years after this battle, and it makes her age at the time of marriage and consummation 10 years old. So, and I know you guys really regard Ali as a very high figure in Shia Islam. In fact, he's supposed to be the successor. And I agree with you guys because we can show that from Sunni Hadith, by the way.
Oh, by the way, do you take from Tabarsi? He was a 12er exegete. He was a sheikh. Do you take from him?
I don't know, but I'll listen to you guys say.
What'd you say?
He said he don't
I
know.
don't know, to be honest, but I'll listen. Hear it out.
Yeah, well, he also affirmed that Muhammad. Well, actually, he says Muhammad consummated the marriage with Aisha when she was 9. That's in his one of his texts. And he's a 12er, or he was a 12er Shia. And there are other Shia scholars that believe that Muhammad consummated the marriage with Aisha when she was 9 years old, like Muhammad Bakir Majlesi, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. That's another one. And there's also Saeed Akhtar Rezvi. He recently passed away, and he affirmed that Muhammad violated Aisha when she was a little girl.
Well, I think we're giving you plenty of. Do you see why this is a bit of a problem?
No, I can agree with that.
Yeah. Now, I understand where you live and whatnot. So, what is keeping you in Islam? Like, what is holding you hostage there?
I want to say a hostage, man.
Okay, what's
I don't agree with like child stuff, obviously, but oneness of God, for how it's only we believe in one God, that's the main thing.
Let me just, I would say that Christians believe in one God. Let me ask you a question, right? If someone told you, I believe in one God, but I also believe in violating children, and my God has found me violating children, could that possibly be the true God that's okay with you violating children? Is it possible even for that to be the true God that said, I'm perfectly fine with you violating kids?
It's a plausible idea that this God is not God at all, but just somebody that somebody was inventing so that they could do things with little kids and gratify themselves.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a possibility, a very good possibility.
I would argue we approach God.
No, I don't agree with that stuff.
I would argue that you approach God from the wrong direction. We should approach God. God says that, that he never changes. That God says that we have to know his name. What does it mean to know God's name? It doesn't mean whether we say Yahweh or Jehovah or, Yahweh Shai, Yahuwah, Yahweh, whatever all these people say, right? It means that we know who he is. What does he stand for? Who is he? One thing I know is that my God wouldn't stand for this. So if someone tells me that God said this, whatever God they describe cannot be the true God. It's impossible. It's an impossibility. It can't happen. You see what I'm saying? Do you see how
I get you. I hear you.
You couldn't possibly have a God that said, yes, a 9-year-old is fine. And
which one do you think would be? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, brother. I'm just I can't even repeat some of this stuff. Go ahead.
No, yeah, it's wild, man. Which one would sound more like the all-loving, all-knowing God? The God that says wait until after puberty to marry and consummate your wife, or the God that says you can do it at 9 years old regardless? Which one would sound more like an all-loving, all-knowing God?
Yeah, I get you.
Listen, man, I don't want to over, but I would say, what's your? Oh, he left. Yeah, I was gonna say it was about time for him. I was about to let him go because you're gonna overload him after a while.
The best part about this is that God gave people like an inner conscience, and if we let that work on these people, man, it's really a strong tool that God gave us to spot evil.
That's true. That's true because you can tell a big
And
difference.
thank God
we do this every day. We do this every day, bro.
And thank God for the internet, because I wouldn't have none of this without the internet and Google Translate.
Well, and these people couldn't learn in safety without the internet.
And I'll tell you, bro, you can definitely tell a difference, right? Because we do this. Like, once again, you go on my YouTube, bro, you can watch all the videos I got. You can see how many times a day I come up and I tell someone about child marriage in Islam, and they say, oh, well, Allah said it. It's fine. It's not a big deal. She's it's crazy work, but you can tell with him that he has a conscience, and thank God he does. So I hope he.
And I doubt he will learn whatever we told him today in his mosque. The imams will not tell him what we told him from their own text.
Hey, to your luxury, what's up, man? How you doing?
Good. I don't know why it came up, but I was just listening.
All right. God bless, man. I appreciate you. All right. Let's go on.
Here's one thing that the God of the Quran should have considered when calling Muhammad the best moral example, is that his example was going to be irrelevant for our day and age, right? Even if you were to say it's normal to sleep with kids back then, what about today? You have to call Muhammad the irrelevant prophet. It seems like if the God of the Quran wanted Muhammad to be the perfect example, he would say, hey, refrain from sleeping with kids. Or I won't put a verse in my eternal book that says you can sleep with prepubescent kids. Like it wasn't all knowing.
That's true.
What's up, Musa?
Yes, hello.
What you got for me today, boss man? Do you think Islam is compatible with the modern world?
No, I don't think so, but it's okay because we live in a modern society where they're claiming that it's normal to be gay or lesbian. So I think it's okay that it's not comparable with the modern world.
Do you think it's a good thing to say that a woman's testimony is worth half of a man's testimony?
I don't understand. Can you repeat, please?
Do you think it's a good thing to say that a woman's testimony is worth half of that of a man's testimony?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So you have no problem with this. You think a woman's testimony is worth half of a man's?
I think a woman is always under a man.
Yeah.
The man is always in control, and I think a woman is always half a man. So a woman is
A
under
woman
the
is
control
always
of
half a man. Are you a Sunni Muslim?
Yes. Alhamdulillah.
Okay. So you would actually agree with the Prophet when the Prophet said the reason why a woman's testimony is half of a man's is because she's deficient in the mind.
Yes, of course. We know that most of the people in Jahannam, in hell, there will be more women.
Yeah.
And it's okay. I don't have a problem with it.
And doesn't the Prophet say that the reason why it's more women in hell is not necessarily because they didn't obey Allah, but because they didn't appreciate their husbands, right?
Yes, of course, because ungrateful woman is very bad for marriage, and we see it in the today's society. We see it in the today's society, the ideology of feminism to tell a woman to be independent and be like this. We see how bad this is for the society. So I think it's very good.
Really? Let me ask you this.
It's even worse.
Go ahead, Travis. No, go ahead, Travis.
I was going to say it's even worse while they're in hell because he says they're deficient in their religion because they have menstrual cycles.
Yeah.
Because they can't pray or fast while they're on their periods. So the God of the Quran makes the woman bleed and then he punishes the women for bleeding.
No, how did he punish the woman? When she's bleeding, how did she he purifies the woman? How did
Muhammad said she's deficient in her religion because she menstruates.
Okay, so what? But the problem is when she's bleeding, how did she get sins for bleeding, or what do you mean by that?
When she's doing her period, Muhammad says she can't pray or fast during her period.
Yes, but do she get for this when she doesn't pray sins?
I don't care. Muhammad's calling this a deficiency in her religion.
I can show you verses from the Bible where it's self-quoted that the woman who's bleeding is dirty.
Let me ask you this.
Wild.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you another question. Right? So now, when this woman, you said one of the worst things for a marriage is listen, right? Just bad, right?
Yes.
So this is why Surah 434 is in the Quran, right? Because we have to have a way to control these women when they get, out of hand in marriage.
And you have to know we believe that the best example for Muslim, a man, is the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. We know that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, never slept one of his wives. So I do also know. But
really?
You're wrong about that.
Sahih
Muslim 21:27.
Yeah,
this is the quote with Aisha radiallahu an.
Hold on, Musa. You know the 1-inch Bruce Lee punch?
You mean this with Aisha radiallahu an?
Yeah, the truth verifier.
Yes, I know the tafsir also from this. You believe because the Prophet pushed her on her chest that she was.
It caused her pain. She hurt.
Yes, but the tafsir said it caused her not pain because it was painful. It caused her pain because the Prophet did it to her and she was hurt emotionally. She was not hurt physically.
Oh, got you. Where does it say that?
Yes,
in the
translation.
I don't understand why Christians always take in the Quran it's quoted they have clear verses.
On the tafsir,
they doing better on the hadith.
But 434 specifically, right? 434 does say that in order to control these women, you need to strike them, right?
No, not in order. Wait. First, we want to stay on his hadith. His hadith, he want to say that the Prophet slept the woman. We have clear hadiths where they said the Prophet never slept any man or any woman.
All right, don't worry about it. Let's get to the Quran.
Yeah, okay, we listen to the Quran. Yes.
All right, the Quran. Go ahead.
Yes, the Quran stated 3 stages. In the first stage, you have to might your woman.
Yes.
Okay, you have to wipe your woman. when she do something fatal, when she do something very wrong.
Yeah.
The second of is you might her in the bed, and this is something very, very huge. When you and your partner don't sleep in your bed, this
Yeah.
means your wife did something very wrong, or your man.
Yes.
And in the third word, they say a slap her, but you have to know what kind of slap there means.
Okay.
You have to like you slap a children. You cannot slap her if it's harm her. So
So you
when
spank
she
her,
is
you spank
bleeding
her
or
like you,
something like
yeah,
that.
okay, no problem. So you spank her like you spank your kids, but you can't make her bleed.
You don't make her hurt.
So you
You
bend
don't
her
make
over
hurt.
your knee like your child.
I
and
don't
just-
know why you're laughing. You don't make her hurt.
It doesn't say that in the Quran, friend.
That's what you do.
In Germany, yeah, okay, you make jokes about it. I don't.
It doesn't say you
make
tap
jokes
her with a
about it.
toothbrush,
But-
friend.
Yes, but
No,
this is not. I don't
says
know
strike
where
her.
the problem is.
So you don't see a problem with hitting your wife?
They said the prophet never did it, so why do I have to do it? Even
I don't
if
say
the
you
pro-
have to. I'm
when
saying,
the-
do
you
you,
have
do
to
you
know
see a
that the
problem
best
with the
example-
ability to? And then we'll get to your prophet.
I
actually
don't
doing
see a problem. I don't see a problem.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't see a problem.
No
with
problem
it. I
hitting
don't
your
see a
wife.
problem.
Okay. Go ahead, guys. I just want to get it out
That
of
is wild.
Okay, wait. Can you show me from the Bible that I can't hit my wife?
Yeah, the Bible says that
Yeah,
you should
the
love your
Bible
wife
really-
as your own body. Would you hit yourself?
Okay, wait. Okay,
He might
When
hit
you say-
himself.
of course-
That's true.
Wait,
You
but the
might hit
Bible says,
yourself.
yeah,
You're
when
right. That's
when you-
true.
Wait. When the Bible says, yeah, someone get married, they get one. It doesn't quote when they say a woman is 100% under the man and she has to hear what the man says. There is no and we have from the church fathers, from Augustine, from Hippo. And do you take church fathers?
No, I don't.
How you don't take church
kufar.
fathers?
Now what?
I'm Bible only kufar.
What do you say next?
Are you a Bible only?
Yeah.
Wait. You a Bible only? How do you get your Bible?
Bible only kufar.
Yeah,
friend.
wait, but who write your Bible?
Yeah,
God.
Who write your Bible?
Yeah.
Who preserve?
Yo,
Matthew,
listen.
Mark, Luke,
Let's
John,
get back to it though,
Paul.
man. See, you thought you had something there. No. Now listen. Let's get back to it.
Bro, I have to, and I have to invite some Orthodox friends.
That's okay. They're gonna be my friends. We're just gonna attack you together. That's how it's gonna happen. We're just gonna attack you together. Okay.
Okay, let's
Won't be a
stay in the
big deal.
Bible. Let's stay in
But-
Quran.
Yeah, let's stay in Quran. All right, now I got one more question for you before we move on. Okay, now when it comes to Muhammad and Aisha and Surah 65:4 and the age of marriage, do you agree that a 9-year-old is a woman if she menstruates?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So if a 9-year-old menstruates, she's a woman. You can consummate a marriage with a 9-year-old as long as she's menstruating.
There are certain facts before you can consummate.
Okay.
First of all, it cannot harm her.
Okay.
She has to physically be in the stage that you can marry her.
Uh-huh.
Even if she has the period, but she can physically, it's harm her. You can't marry her.
Okay.
Second, she has to agree to the marriage.
Uh-huh.
She has to.
That's
agree
not
to
true.
the marriage.
That's
No,
not
she
true.
doesn't. Stop
This
lying.
is true. This is true.
I can
think.
show you from multiple of your scholars that say no. A father can force his virgin daughter into marriage, and she cannot opt
father?
out.
Yeah,
You want me to
he
show- I can turn on my camera and show you all the sources.
Yeah,
Wanna-
okay,
wanna see it?
show, but when the daughter's old enough, she can say no to the marriage. So what's the problem?
Right.
This is
Once she's already been forced into the marriage as a prepubescent, you're lying to the room, friend.
No.
Guys,
father-
the only criterion in Islam to consummate your child bride is if it doesn't hurt her. That's the only criterion.
Hi, everyone.
Hold on, bro. I'm gonna cook you in a second.
no.
We're gonna cook you in a second. You just hold on, Mahdi.
Yep. So the only criterion, according to Sunni Islam, is if the girl can endure intercourse, even if she's not the age of
Okay.
9.
No, it's not true.
I got all the sources, my
I
friend.
got time
What's
today.
hold on?
I got time
So you
today.
gonna
So
learn.
what's do you hold to any school of jurisprudence? Do you hold to the Hanbali, Hanafi, Maliki?
Yeah,
follow my
all
path.
of them are right. All of them are
All
right.
right, okay. So this is what Ahmad ibn Hanbal, right? This is what he said. He says
Yes.
he said her wali should consult her. Then, if she grants permission, he can give her in marriage. I said, but if she does not grant it, he said, if her father is her wali and she has not reached 7 years of age, then her father's giving her in marriage is valid, and she has no option, meaning she has no option to opt out. But if she has reached her 9th year, neither her father nor anyone else should give her in marriage without her permission. But before that, she's forced into marriage, right? She can be forced into marriage.
Wait. But before,
but I got a question, please.
Wait, let
Hold
me
on,
answer
D.
this.
We're gonna get you in a second, man. Don't worry.
Before she is, you're telling me, you told me no, before she's 7, her father can give her to marriage. Yes, it's right. The father can make, like in Germany, we say a Versprechen, that when they are born, they say, yes, I will marry you, a boy with my daughter, let's make a contract, no problem. But when she is 9, when she hit puberty, the woman can say, no, I don't.
So you lied when you said she must consent. So what is the criterion for the father to hand the child bride over to the husband, Musa?
What do you mean, like meher?
What's the when he has to give her to the husband? All 4 schools say she has to be able to endure intercourse.
Okay, where can you show
So if
me?
the husband says she's chunky enough to endure intercourse, he has to hand her over.
No, it's not like that.
Yeah.
Can you show me this? Can you show me this?
And also, this is what Hanbal also said, right? He said right here, I asked my father about a man who gives his underage daughter in marriage. Can she opt out, right? Turn down the marriage when she is of age? He said she cannot exercise this option if her father gave her in marriage. If she could, then Aisha could have with regard to the prophet, because the prophet married her when she was 6 or 7 years old and had intercourse with her when she was 9 and died when she was 18.
Yeah, but
I could give you a lot more. And I have Al-Nawawi.
Yes.
What'd you say?
I said Aisha radiallahu anha, she could say no, but she by herself, she said that she was perfectly fine with it. She by herself said she wanted to marry the prophet.
No.
Okay, I show you.
No
I show
girl
you
at
hadith,
9
no
years
problem.
old. Girl at 6, 7, 8.
Bro.
9 years old wants to marry some 50-plus-year-old man. I guarantee you that. Okay.
Bro, I can show you hadith where she said by herself said after the prophet died, she said the prophet died. She said for me it was okay. I
she was
wanted to marry the
groomed.
prophet.
Of course.
Yeah, it's called Stockholm syndrome.
Even if she did say that, she was groomed. Do you know what grooming is?
It's called Stockholm syndrome.
Yep.
You fall in love with your captor.
What's the character?
Captor, abuser.
Her captor, her abuser.
No. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is not an abuser. He was not abusing her.
All right, so I'm going to show you guys.
Can I read what Al-Nawawi said? This is what Al-Nawawi said. If I'm pronouncing his name correctly, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it reads here. It contains the hadith of Aisha, blah, blah, upon her, the messenger of God, blah, blah, upon him, married me when I was 6 years old and consummated marriage with me when I was 9. In another narration, he married her when she was 7 years old. This is explicit in the permissibility of a father marrying off a young girl without her permission, because she does not have permission, and the grandfather is like a father in our view. This has already been mentioned in the previous chapter explaining the difference of opinion regarding the condition of the guardian. The Muslims agreed unanimously on the permissibility of marrying his young virgin daughter based on this hadith. If she reaches puberty, she has no choice in annulling it, according to Malik, Al-Shafi, and all the jurists of Al-Hijaz. So, you lied about that, bruh.
No, wait, I can show you no hadith.
There are some jurists that say the girl has the option after puberty. So let me show you what the criterion is when it comes to handing over the child to the husband. The only criterion is if the girl can is capable of having intercourse. So let me pull up.
And that means there is a contradiction, right?
No. But this is discussing and it's not compatible. So listen, this is the Hanafi fiqh going over this very question. If the husband wishes to consummate a marriage with his prepubescent wife and claims that she can endure intercourse, and the father claims that she cannot endure intercourse, what is the ruling on this? They're asking this question. The husband just says, look, it looks like she can handle it. So this is the answer that's given. If she is plump and rounded and able to endure intercourse with a man and the stipulated immediate mahar has been received promptly, the father is compelled to give her to the husband. What? If she's plump and rounded. This is the correct opinion. able, if the husband shows up and says, "Hey, that little 8-year-old looks fat and chunky. It looks like she can endure and tolerate the pee-pee," the husband is compelled. The father is compelled to give her to the husband.
And all of this is according to who?
Yo,
this is Abu Hanifa. This is the
Abu
Hanafi
Hanifa, right?
This
Abu
is
Hanifa,
the
right?
this is the
Now,
Hanafi.
this is the
fiqh.
question we ask.
Hold on, Mahdi.
Here's
Hold
the
on.
question we ask.
Mahdi,
Is
if
she
you
fat?
if you
Abu
gonna keep
Hanifa.
talking, I'm just gonna drop you, bro. Relax.
And since you're on the Hanafi school of jurisprudence,
it's right.
Hold on, let me just say something really quickly. In the Hanafi school of jurisprudence, it's permissible for a husband to force himself on his wife if she refuses to have relations with
Yeah,
him.
you can grape.
There's actually fatwas that I read that said it's permissible.
No, bro. No fatwa needed. We show right out of the Hadayah that you can grape your wife in the Hanafi fiqh.
How can you rape
in the
her?
fiqh books as well?
So Musa, but
How
Musa,
can you con?
you would agree, but you still agree that consummation with a 9-year-old is just fine. No problem with consummating with a 9-year-old. Just want to
Yeah,
make sure.
when the wali and when the wife is okay, yes.
So if a 9-year-old says,
Yes.
"I want to
Can
get
you
married,"
explain me? Can you explain me at which time you can marry a woman? At what time?
yeah, definitely not 9. Let's just start there.
Yeah, okay. Show me. I need evidence. Show me.
Our Bible.
Yeah, so in the Bible, in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 36, it reads you can marry after puberty. The key word there is huperakmos. And when Plato used
like to
that
make this
word,
correction.
he used that word in reference to
that word doesn't mean
someone who's 20
puberty.
years old.
That word doesn't mean puberty. That's not the Greek word for puberty. Hyperkamos is something even beyond that. Hyperkamos is something beyond puberty.
Yeah,
it's like she has become the epitome of a woman. She is much. It's a Greek word for puberty. Hyperkamos isn't that word.
Give me the verse. I researched in old Greek. Give me the verse.
1 Corinthians 7:36.
1 Corinthians 7:36. And do you really need a book to tell you that it's wrong to
That's why I asked the question.
sleep with the little third graders?
I like people to hear that right there. That's my favorite.
Playing with Barbie dolls and on a swing.
When I'm clipping videos, 1 Corinthians 7:36. When I'm clipping videos, I love to just hear when they say, "Tell me why I can't have sex with a 9-year-old. Show me why I can't do it. I can do it if I want. Why? Tell me why. Why can't I do it?"
I don't need a book to tell me that it's wrong.
Look,
come on. What's wrong with some people?
You guys, and don't even and remember this: puberty is not even required in Islam to consummate your child bride. If she's fat. Al-Shafi said, when if the bride is husky and others of her type and can tolerate intercourse, it means they should be allowed to be together. If she has a slim body, then like that, you can't do that. You can't consummate them if they're slim. There's no puberty required in Islam at all.
As long as she can handle it. So if a man has a little micro pee-pee, he can go right in.
Yes.
Because yeah. If she's like 5 years old, like theoretically, like it can happen.
In the Bible, in 1 Corinthians 7:36, it's quoted, "You can grape your woman."
What?
It says I read it now on the German. It says when you are with your virgin and you as a man you have to you have something in your mind to do something, then do it. Marry her and do it. What they mean by that?
It means if you have a young woman who you are. Hold on. You asked the question. I'll explain it to you. It means if you have a young woman who you're in a relationship with, but y'all not having sex. Y'all both, let's say 25, but y'all still both celibate. And you and her keep getting these sexual urges. And you don't feel like you'll be able to control yourself. So now go and marry the woman, and then y'all can have sex together. Doesn't say anything about grape. What are you talking about?
If she's beyond the flower of her youth.
If she's
beyond prime.
Beyond prime. That's what I like. Beyond the prime of life. Beyond the prime of life.
And you know, there's a perfect example of this in, is it Ezekiel 16, brother?
Yep, where it
God
says,
uses Israel. Yep.
He says that I saw that she was ready, and then I came back. So God says I saw she ready, but then I waited more, and then I came back. See if I can find it really quick.
Right. So yeah.
Bro,
wait.
Hold on,
Musa. Musa, I want you to hear this really quick.
Here
God uses Israel's metaphorical love language in Ezekiel 16. He sees that Israel's breasts are formed. She has hair. She's entered into puberty. And then God later comes back and says, I saw that you were ready for love. And then I'm, spread my garment over you. Go ahead, brother. Go
Bro,
ahead.
why are you interpreting your verses like you want to?
No,
I read the church fathers and they did not interpret like you interpreted
Okay,
this
I tell
verse.
you what.
You
While
cannot
we're
make your
reading this
interpretation.
Ezekiel, while we're reading this Ezekiel, find me a church father. Now, remember what you said, a church father that interprets the verse in the way that you interpret it. Go ahead. While we're reading this Ezekiel, I'm gonna let you go do that. Go find a church father.
What was it?
A church father.
Okay.
It's 1 Corinthians 7:36. Find a church father who interprets that verse. Not just, but remember what you said, a church father that interprets this verse in the way in which you just read.
1 Corinthians what?
1 Corinthians 7:36.
7:36.
You're accusing us of interpreting it wrong, and you need the verse 6 times.
No, we don't even like.
But I do want to read this.
Hold to church fathers.
I
But
want
I
to
can
read
show
this
you one
Ezekiel.
church father that is against child marriage.
I want to read this Ezekiel really quick for him, and then we'll keep going. All right. It says, as for your nativity, it's Ezekiel 16. I'm going to start at verse 4. As for your nativity, on the day you were born, your navel cord was not cut, nor were you washed in water to cleanse you. You were not rubbed with salt, nor wrapped in swaddling clothes. No eye pitied you to do any of these things to you, to have compassion on you, but you were thrown out into the open field when yourself were low the day you were born. And when I passed by you and saw you struggling in your own blood, I said to you, in your blood, live. Yes, I said to you, in your blood, live. I made you thrive like a plant in the field, and you grew and matured and became very beautiful. Your breasts were formed, your hair grew, and you were naked and bare. When I passed by you again, I looked upon you, and indeed your time was a time of love. So I spread my wing over you and covered your nakedness. I swore oath to you, entered you into a covenant with you, became mine, said the Lord. Right. So right here it says all this happened. You matured, became beautiful. Your breasts are formed. You were bare and naked. But then God says, no, I had to pass by again. So even this time, that wasn't enough. Just that you matured and your breast formed, it still wasn't your time for love. I passed by you again, and it was the time for love.
Yeah, which verse in Ezekiel is it? Tell me.
No. I want you to go get the father on 1 Corinthians 7:36. You said you had that interpreted different than us. You go ahead and get that.
Yeah, I talked about Ezekiel.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay,
So
cool.
even,
Ezekiel
so
4.
even though church
Ezekiel
fathers are not
16
his
and
job
4.
upon us.
Ezekiel 64.
Yeah,
16.
so even though,
16 what?
16 and 4 through, I don't know, 10, give or take.
yeah.
We can't hear you. You breaking up real bad.
Am I breaking up? Dang. Hold
It's
on,
better
let me
now.
switch
Now
to
you're okay.
Wi-Fi.
Now you're all right. You're all right.
I'm all right. Okay, hold on.
Hey guys,
Okay,
this too.
it reads right here. It is not only fornication, but yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Am I good?
Yeah.
Okay. It is not only fornication, but also the giving in marriage prematurely. That is called fornication. When, so to speak, one not ripe of age is given to a husband, either of her own accord or by her parents. So Clement of Alexandria is saying, yes, when you give up your young daughter prematurely into marriage, that is, sexual immorality. That is fornication. So that's one early church father. Even though I don't hold to church fathers, but and I don't think the others here as well too don't hold to them.
Yeah, no, definitely not what you say, infallible. All right, Musa, did you get what you said you had? I'm just wondering.
Yes, I searched it. Wait.
All right, okay, you search it. And no, I like it 3v1. I ain't gonna cap you down, guys. I ain't never told y'all I was fair. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not a debate panel. That ain't what I do here. You know what I'm saying? This is a debunk panel. So it ain't fair. I'll be honest. Ain't no fair ones. You know what I'm saying?
But come on, man. I think marriage, and it's just like those obviously wrong thing in the world, right? But not to Muslims. Like, this is just weird to me. It just weirds me out.
Prove to me.
I cannot.
Prove to me I don't. What'd you say, man? Did you find it, Musa?
Do you have enough followers? You need like at least like.
I searched Ezekiel 16. What you say?
Yep.
And there's no church father who's interpreting like you said, like this is for a woman, and you take it as example how you marry a woman.
What's the name of the church father that says it's not about this?
This is literally God using the example of a woman in marriage for Israel.
Hieronymus.
Who?
Augustine von Hippo, Hieronymus.
Augustine's not a church father.
Johannes Christosimus, of course, Augustine von Hippo.
John Chrysostom. What did John Chrysostom say about this verse? Let's see. Thank God for logos. I can actually see what John Chrysostom says pretty easily. Let's see. But it's kind of literal. I don't really need much John Chrysostom on this, but I'll get it just for your sake. Hold on.
Ja. In the Homilien über die Apostelgeschichte 43, this the
what does he say?
What do you say? This is the source. He didn't interpret it like you. He doesn't say this is a. He doesn't say it's an analogy for you.
Yeah, but
you can marry
he doesn't say
woman.
he doesn't say it's not, right? Does he say it's not?
Yes, but no. Can you? As told you, you have to show me that the church father interprets like you.
No,
you
I
give
don't.
me an interpretation.
I don't have to. I don't have to show you the church. No, I don't. Why would I have to do that?
Yeah, but how can you interpret a verse like you want to interpret it?
Because we can see that God is using. Yeah, we can see that God is using the example of marriage when it comes to Israel. And notice he didn't walk past a baby kicking in the blood and said, "Is the baby fat? We can start marrying it."
Yes, but when you say you read it by yourself and you say you make your own interpretation and you say this is an example for us how we can marry, but there is no. I told you there is no church father or someone.
We don't care.
We don't care.
Why? How you cannot interpret it by yourself?
Yes,
you
we can.
cannot interpret it
Yes,
by
we can.
Yes, we can.
No, you cannot.
Yes, we
There
can.
are people. There are people who said yes, they have the
Yes,
Holy
we
Spirit
can.
or something like. No,
Yes,
you
we
cannot.
can. My brother.
No, you cannot.
I'm gonna try this again.
Oh.
Yes, we can. You remember Obama? I don't like Obama. But you remember Obama? Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Remember this. Remember this when here, Musa. Wait.
Bro.
Remember this when we go to 65:4, and it says that you can consummate prepubescent girls. That you're not allowed to interpret this verse on your own because all your scholars agree with us.
Yes, but I told you there are also a lot of hadith where it's quoted a woman has to accept the marriage. So what?
Yeah,
to
once she's reached puberty, yes. She has to agree once she's reached puberty, but the Quran gives you permission to consummate and marry prepubescent girls in 65:4.
Okay, but
do you think it's okay to put your pee in a girl who is so young she hasn't bled?
No.
Okay, well, this is what your Quran teaches, and remember the energy you brought on the church fathers. Let's bring the same energy to your scholars.
Yes, but when you say with 6 or 7, that doesn't quote it that you can have with her when she's 6 or 7.
It literally says she's never bled before.
That could be 1.
It could be 3.
Yes, but it's the surah what you gave was Surah Al-Talaq, and there's quoted for talaq. So when you what is talaq? When you have a divorce.
Divorce.
Yeah, divorce.
What do you do? What do you do
before?
What do you do before you divorce, Musa?
You say divorce.
No. Before you can get divorced, you have to get what?
Yes, you marry the woman.
Okay, perfect. So that means they're married.
Yes.
And,
yes, but
and in this
doesn't
verse,
say they have.
In this verse specifically, it's about an iddah, right?
Yes.
And what does Quran 33:49 say about an iddah? You only have an iddah if you did what?
When you have
intercourse
with a man, you have intercourse. Yes.
Yeah. So if these girls who are too young to menstruate have an iddah, that means someone has done what with them?
No, but it doesn't mean it doesn't mean that you have sex with them.
If they have an iddah, what have you already done with them according to Quran 33:49?
Yes, but the iddah but this doesn't mean that you have something with her. It is specific.
Yes, it does. There's only iddah if you have relations. I could show you what your scholar said. Do you take from Ibn Kathir?
Okay, show me please that you can have
Chapter 33, verse 49 in the Quran says there, if you didn't consummate the marriage, there's no iddah.
Okay, yes, I mean,
the Quran says this.
You can show me that you can have
All right.
intercourse with
So this is
sure.
This is the Tafsir of Ibn Kathir, page 43. This is the abridged version, right? It says right here, the iddah of those in menopause and those who do not have menses. Allah the Exalted clarifies the waiting period of the woman in menopause, and that is the one whose menstruation has stopped due to her older age. Her iddah is 3 months instead of the 3 monthly cycles of those who menstruate, which is based upon the ayah in Surah Al-Baqarah. The same for the young who have not reached the years of menstruation. Their iddah is 3 months like those in menopause. But why do they have iddah? Well, let me read what Ibn Kathir said about this. It says right here. This is also in the same book, page 716, 718. It reads right here. A gift and no iddah for women who are divorced before consummation of the marriage. This is a command of which the scholars are agreed that if a woman is divorced before the marriage is consummated, she does not have to observe iddah, prescribed period for divorce, and she may go and get married immediately to whomever she wishes. The only exception is this regarding the woman whose husband died, blah, 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 blah. And this is according to the consensus of the scholars. So there's only an iddah if you have relations. And here's another one. It reads right here. There's a third type of divorce, which is neither sunnah nor an innovation, where one divorces a young wife who has not begun to have menses, the wife who is beyond the age of having menses, and so forth. And this is also from the Tafsir of Ibn Kathir. So yeah, man. So there's no iddah, if you didn't have consummation. But if you did consummate, there is the iddah. Does that make sense?
Wait, I will read, and when it's right, then I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it.
Okay,
so you don't have a problem with grown men having relations with prepubescents.
When the wali say it's okay, then when the father gives her child to marriage,
are all fathers good fathers?
All fathers, no.
So there are bad fathers out there. So you're okay with bad fathers giving off their young little prepubescent daughter to be married off to an old man, and for that old man having relations with that daughter.
When the woman is physically right, when the daughter is physically.
And
who makes that determination?
She hasn't even bled. Right? But hold on, she hasn't even bled. That's
true. Yeah.
She hasn't even menstruated yet.
Yeah, so I told you, when the woman is physically, now you can
chunky,
marry her.
say it, thick.
She ain't fat. Hold on, I got you. Hold on.
When she's physically.
So a father says, "Hey, my 8-year-old daughter is really chunky and thick. You have no problem with someone consummating her?"
I would have a problem, so I would not give her.
Okay, so then you shouldn't follow your Quran because it allows it.
Yeah, when it allows it, no problem.
This is guys. You play this song when you're about to see if a little girl in Islam can get married. Okay. She just a little thick. She ain't chubby, she juicy. All right. Go ahead, Musa. That's what you have to play before you decide whether she's a woman or not.
So, Musa, tell me if you disagree with this statement by Abu Hanifa. He says, the age is not to be considered. What is considered?
Wait, Travis, I'm sorry, Travis. Y'all look at his comment. He called me a monkey. He mad. You mad, Musa?
No, I'm
Musa,
I'm not.
You
I'm
mad?
Not,
Are you mad, Musa?
I'm not mad.
Are you sure?
I'm not mad. You have to.
Why you call me a monkey then? Why you call me a monkey if you're not mad?
Because you have the stereotype of a black American.
Ah,
black fatigue,
so black people are monkeys in America.
Most of them they behave.
Most
not
black people in America
Germany.
you are Musa. You are the gift that keeps on giving. So Musa, you're a Muslim, right?
Yes, alhamdulillah.
And you think most black people in America behave like monkeys?
I don't speak from an Islamic perspective. I speak from my
You're
own.
Muslim. You're Muslim.
Yes.
You're Muslim. He gotta watch his
Yo,
head. It's fine.
but
It's fine. No, Musa, it's fine. It's fine. Musa, it's fine.
Wait.
You think most black
I'm a
people in
sinner.
America? You think most black people in America behave like monkeys?
I'm a sinner. I don't speak from an
You
Islamic perspective.
let's go over a couple more, right? So we act like monkeys, yet you say it's fine to have sex with a 9-year-old. You say it's fine to beat your wife, and you say that women are half brains. Along with saying black people are monkeys.
Yes, I can show you rape statistics from black people, how you do gang raping and kill people, and you're talking.
You're okay with grape. You just admitted to statutory grape. What's wrong with you?
You do it by yourself. You people do it all the time. Why are you telling me this?
Oops, I'm sorry, man. I was trying to mute myself.
Go ahead, Musa. Go ahead. Say what else you want to say? Go ahead. I'm gonna let you keep talking. Go ahead.
Huh?
Guys, this is Musa the Muslim.
Yes.
Go ahead. Finish what you were saying. Finish up. I want you to finish.
Yes, the culture from Afro-American is very bad.
Yes.
So you don't have even a culture, but I don't talk about the African people in Europe. They're perfectly fine, but they're ashamed of the people in the US, how you people behave. It's something normal. So that's, yes.
Like monkeys.
I don't speak from a Islamic perspective, but because in Islam there is no racism. They don't say black is better than white.
there's
But
no
I say
racism.
for myself, when I see videos from black people how they behave in the US, I'm very like upset how they behave and how
Like monkeys.
they are.
They behave like monkeys.
Most of the black people don't know how to behave. Yes.
Like monkeys, though. Just say it. Be a man. Like
Oh, yeah.
monkeys.
They don't sleep with 9-year-olds
Yes,
over here, friend.
They're not terrorists like you guys are in Germany, dude.
They're not sleeping
All
with.
Muslims are terrorists, dude. That's what I see in Germany, especially. They're all terrorists, dude. They all sleep around with little girls. There are groomers out there everywhere in the West. You're on welfare benefits. You live off the state, and you're terrorists, dude. Was your mama a terrorist? Was she an ISIS bride, Musa?
My boss won't even hire a Muslim. He said because I'm not
Jay,
praying them. Oh, sorry.
Well, you
So
right?
the
You
word,
right?
the word is like TikTok unfriendly. Just to let you know.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? I'll enjoy a 7-day strike on this, for letting him know. I would enjoy that. I'll take my 7-day strike on this by calling them that any day.
But guys, pay attention. Eusebius is a bad person, but he just admitted he could sleep with kids. They can beat their wife. Women are half brains. They're stupid, and we don't know how to act over here in America.
Crazy work.
That was wild.
Crazy
He
work.
came with the racism. This guy
saw
said
the
it was
monkey.
okay.
I said, "Oh, he finna make the clip even better." The clip was already good.
He
finna-
said it was
he finna make
okay
it
to
even
sleep
better.
with little children, but he started, and then he went to the racism. Like what?
Crazy work. Crazy work.
That's just wild.
It's Islam, guys. Guys, welcome to Islam. What's up, brother? Oh, that's Musa. Musa, are you Musa?
Bro.
I think TikTok malfunctioned. I'm pretty sure they said it was right hand, but it's showing your name is Musa. I don't know why it's doing that, but I don't think that's
It's
Musa.
me.
Okay, that's right.
No, it's me. It's right hand.
Cool, God bless.
It's right hand. It's not a good look. Being a racist PDF.
Not good. Not good at all.
Yeah, didn't Ibn Taymiyyah say that Arabs were like the best of people, the most excellent of people? I mean, there's some racism in Islam, man.
Some.
And the whole left shoulder
I
and
think
right
Travis was
shoulder
showing
thing.
it. They say if you call Muhammad black, they're gonna take your head off. Some racism.
In fact, the Maliki fiqh says that if the black women are ugly and they're not going to provoke temptation like an old woman. So if I was a black woman and I was thinking about joining Islam, I would join the Maliki school, save myself 20 minutes in the morning and not have to burqa up.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Let me, when this comes out, I have to bring out the good old tradition of what that guy is. My Reliance of the Traveler has to come out. The Reliance of the Traveler, ladies and gentlemen, is the #1 Sharia law selling book in the world. Over 1 million copies sold and popular with the Muslims. It is a classic manual of Islamic sacred law. Let's see what the law teaches them. Musa, pay attention. We would like to know that when you go, what your preferences are. A Muslim who has intercourse with an animal, a dead woman, in her rear, with a female slave who he owns part of, his own sister who he owns, or have sex with the wife during her period, or in her rear, or if he plays him with himself with his hand, I'm using some easy words on here, or with a woman who has sex with another woman, there is no penalty for him. He should be excused. Ladies and gentlemen, number one Sharia book says a Muslim man who has an intercourse with the animal, dead woman, or sister should be excused. There's no penalty for him. But wait, do you have some more, Jay? Yes, I do. Abi Dawud 4465. There is no prescribed punishment for one who has sexual intercourse with an animal. Subhanallah, Allahu Akbar, Takbir. He's looking after the animals too. But wait, do you have more, Jay? Sahih Muslim book. Sahih Muslim. Al-Minaf bi Sarah Sahih Muslim. Commentary by Imam Al-Nawawi. I have the Shamela link for you folks. MashaAllah, MashaAllah. What is this great Allah they're saying? Muhammad said that when a man sits between her four limbs, ghusl becomes obligatory. Okay, all right. What else is he saying? He continues to say, our companions have said that if the head of your what?
Yo, what's this guy doing?
Dong goes into the rear of a woman or a rear of a man, Allahu Akbar Takbir, he allows the men and Muslim men to bang each other here. Or the vajayjay, look at this, of an animal or its rear. How considerate is there Allah? He sits down and says, if you prefer Billy the goat or Aisha the goat, you can go to the vajayjay or you go to the rear. Washing is obligatory. Make sure you wash yourself. Whether the one penetrated is alive or dead. What? Allahu Akbar Takbir. A Muslim man driving down the highway sees a roadkill on the side, he can go sexy time. Even dead animals are allowed. Alive people, dead animals, or even children or grown-ups, small or grown-up, whether it was intentional or absent-minded. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you find a Muslim man in your barn overnight with his pants down to his ankles, it could have been absent-mindedly he was doing this. And there is a Britney Spears song playing in the background going, oops, I did it again. All right? And whether it was by choice or compulsion. Wait, there is equality in Islam. There is equality in Islam. Even the women are allowed to do this. If a woman inserts an animal's dong into herself, washing is obligatory. Make sure you wash it. Or if she inserts a severed dong, how does a Muslim woman get her hands on a chopped off dong, dude? There is our uncle leaving a donor ID card
Listen,
and say, yes, I'm going to leave my organ.
Why is this guy lying this entire
And
time?
He's reading your text.
No,
Here
this
is
is
the
not
book.
the text, man.
Really quickly, Jay, show me that hadith again. The one about no penalty for sex with animals when you're done.
Here's the Shamala for this. That's Sahih Muslim, dude. That's Sahih Muslim book here. That's Sahih Muslim book. Here it is. Here it is. Hold on, I'll take you to the hadith. But before that, we want to make sure that I make this Muzzy sit down and really squirm. Here it is. Here it is, Shamala. Take the screenshot, guys. There it is, page 41. Page 41, ladies and gentlemen. The same thing it says in here. If he inserts the dong into the anas of a woman, I won't say the word here, anas of a woman, or the anas of a man, or the vajayjay of an animal, or its anas, then the ritual ablution is obligatory. Just make sure you clean yourself. MashaAllah, what a great religion it is. What did you want here? You wanted the other hadith? Here it is.
Showed it on sunnah.com.
Yep. Abi
The one
Dawud
is the sunnah.com image.
Yep. Abi Dawud.
I got that one.
Okay, that's the one.
I
There
got
is
you.
a prescribed punishment
Got
for
you.
homosexual discussion.
Got
And then you have reliance of the traveler. Page 610, number 0.12.3. Number one Sharia study.
Wait, moving too fast, bro. Go to the left so I could see page 610 with the stuff that I'll screenshot it.
Yep. All right. Here it is, 610. I'll have to back up a lot for you to screenshot it, but go ahead. Let me see. There you go.
Okay, yeah, right there. I got it.
Got it? Okay, all right. So here it is. In the Arabic, a Muslim man who has intercourse with an animal, a dead woman, his sister, all the other things he's talking about here, all these other things, and he says, there is no penalty for him. He should be excused. MashaAllah, Takbir, Allahu Akbar. What a great religion. Come on up here. Come on up here and get racist too. Come on up here and get racist. We're going to read your books. Now I can even take you down in your Quran and show little boys are given as reward to grown men. They're dressed up as girls and they said, hey, those grown men, you need to fulfill their desires and they're your masters. sick, perverted religion in the Quran, ladies and gentlemen, and the tafsir. Thank you for allowing me to do this. Come on up.
Brother, man.
Bring,
All right,
bring it
Sully.
on. Bring your racist stuff on, and watch what happens.
What's up, Sully? What you got for me, man? Is Islam compatible with the modern world?
Of course. Well, firstly, I don't know why you guys keep talking about the marrying prepubescent girls.
Yeah.
It's clearly in context.
Context of what?
What do you mean? It was a societal norm. It's not. It's
No
not.
problem. Is the Quran
Okay.
is the Quran good for all time or for some time?
No, that's not how this works. The Quran doesn't encourage this. It just doesn't condemn it because it was a societal
Precisely.
norm. at the time.
So can it be condemned now according to Islam? Islamically, can you condemn it?
No, because we're not allowed to do it. You know, with the law that we have at the moment. So
Okay,
no,
no.
of course not.
Let's. Okay, so cool. What about in Iraq where it's legal now? Can you do it? Is it okay?
I guess if it was legal, yeah.
So
If it
Islamically,
was-
so perfect. Islam, you do allow child marriage. That's the answer. The only
Oh my
way you
God,
don't
you
allow
gotta
child
be
marriage in Islam is if the kuffar tells you it's not okay. But as long as the kuffar doesn't tell you it's not okay, then you're perfectly fine with it. You have no problem with it. As long as the kuffar tells you it's okay. So you don't go off the laws of Allah. You go off the laws of the kuffar. The kuffar is what saves you, not Allah.
No, that's not, bro. That's not true. That's it, bro.
Okay, let me ask you a question. If the law of the kuffar, he dropped. Good man, smart guy. What he just told us was the law of the kuffar is what helps him. Without if it was just the law of Allah, I would be touching the kids. Because of the law of the kafir, I have to leave the kids alone. FXK, what's going on, man? You black, right?
What's up, Uncle Tom?
This is the guy who calls everyone Uncle Tom.
What do you think about your Muslim brother who just said you're a monkey? You're in America, right?
Yeah.
He just said black Americans are like monkeys. Do you agree with your Muslim brother? Your brother in Allah? Your brother in your part of your ummah?
Well, he may be an ignorant person, but he's following our religion, so he needs to clean it up.
Okay, so you agree? Do you agree with him that you're a monkey? Are you a monkey?
No, that's disrespectful to call your Muslim brother a monkey.
He did.
Wouldn't you
Wait,
agree?
what does he mean? Our religion? What's our religion? Are you saying what I think you're saying?
Islam's the original religion of black people before y'all put us in slavery.
That's what I
and
thought you were
tortured us
saying.
and
There you go.
brainwashed us. See, you the white
Is that
devil.
why Muhammad traded black slaves?
You put your
Right,
religion
did you
on
catch
us.
what he said,
to
guys?
enslave
Did you
us.
catch what he said before that?
Mm-hmm.
He said he's wrong to call a Muslim brother a monkey. If it's a non-Muslim brother, a black guy, you can call him a monkey. He says he's wrong to call a Muslim brother a monkey. So they can go around calling
Okay.
blacks or monkeys if they're not Muslim.
Also, is that why Muhammad, who is labeled as a white man in the Hadith?
Assuming that
But
a
he
non-Muslim
sells his
could.
people out
But we
to
would
be-
expect a non-Muslim to call us monkeys. They're
Guys, let me
ignorant
land my point with him
devils.
really quickly. FXK, is that why your prophet, who's habitually called white, traded black slaves?
You wouldn't know nothing about our prophet, devil.
Yeah, I got a question. Wait, FSK, I do got a question. Didn't God appear to you as a white man? Wallace? Wasn't Wallace white?
No, show me that. Prove that to me.
Wallace?
Show me some evidence, bro.
Of Wallace.
Quit
I'm
walking
asking.
around
I'm asking.
and acting like a coon and prove something. That you're saying.
I'm
Saying
asking.
stuff, but you'll never prove nothing.
I'm asking you. Did God appear in the form of Wallace?
Yeah, did you read about him?
Okay, no problem. So God did appear in the form of Wallace.
Where's Wallace Muhammad from?
My
Where's
man,
he from?
calm down. I'm asking you questions. I'm not telling you
asking
anything.
you. You say you know about him.
I didn't say I know. That's why I'm asking.
Okay.
Okay, so
well,
was
how do you not happen to know his name, but you don't know anything about him? You didn't read about him?
I know a lot of people's name. I don't know much about him. What's his name? So
how'd you manage to gain that much information about him, but you don't know anything about
one
him?
of your brothers came up here and told me his God was Wallace. What you want me to do?
Do you know about Malcolm X? Have you read the book?
I watched the movie. But listen, hold on. I just want to finish this.
Well, at least you got that much.
I want to finish this.
You
I want
don't
to finish
read
this.
much, huh?
I read. I just don't read books about
Do you know
Muslims because
about
I don't
Elijah
care enough.
Muhammad? What do you know about the Nation of Islam?
I know.
'Cause,
I know.
mean,
I'll
come on,
tell you.
dude.
I'll tell you what I know. I'll tell you what I know, and then we're gonna get back to Wallace. I'll tell you about Nation of Islam. What about Nation of Islam is that Malcolm X left because Elijah Muhammad became too much of a Muslim and started having sex with a bunch of young girls. Capiche?
That's all you know is the white man's version?
That's what I know. That's what Malcolm X said.
That makes you the biggest sellout, man. For you to sit there and trust
I want to get back to it. I want to
listen.
I want to get back to it. Right? What color was Wallace? What was his race? You tell me.
Wallace Muhammad, Wallace Farad Muhammad came from the city of Mecca in Saudi Arabia. So he was an Arab.
Okay, so your God was an Arab.
He's not God. He's the messenger of Allah.
Okay, was he God in the flesh?
He came to America to wake the black man and woman up. His uncle was put in slavery years before, and that's when he came to America to try and find out. The white man, the white devil.
What's the biggest and the largest slave trade in the history of the world?
The American slave trade of us in America.
What's the longest slave trade in the history of the world? Just Google it. Google
the American slave trade of the black man and women in America.
It's the Islamic slave trade.
Yeah, but you can't prove that. I mean, I can pull out Frederick Douglass. I can pull out Booker T. Washington.
He's proving it.
I can bring out slave narratives.
He's proving it.
You can't find one.
It's on the screen.
It's on the screen. Sub-Saharan slave trade.
It's on the screen. It's on the screen.
I'm going to show you proof, bro. Chill out. Okay. There's Article 2. In February 2003, UNESCO Conference on Arab-led Slavery of Africans was held in Johannesburg, South Africa. The conference final communique, that means at the end of the conference, they issue a statement, condemned slavery in all of its forms, but went on to declare that the Arab-led slave trade of African people predates the transatlantic slave trade by a millennium, and, this is important, represents the largest and in time the longest involuntary removal of any indigenous people in the history of humanity. So this is 2003 when they issued that thing.
Who wrote that article?
It has descended on the debate. Yeah. Okay. So now,
who
what
wrote
you have here
that article?
Look. Wait. Don't panic, bro. Don't panic. Okay. We'll let you come out with your nonsense. Black slavery exists today in Muslim-dominated African nations, but no one's talking about it. Okay. So now,
why are you talking about today? You said you said the biggest slave trade.
Mauritania and everything else, right? Now in Mauritania, which is 99.99% Muslim, in 1993, the U.S. State Department report estimated between 30,000 and 90,000 blacks lived as slaves owned by private masters. Okay, all right. In 2012, a CNN investigation estimated that the number could be as high as 340,000 to 680,000. No slave markets exist in Mauritania. Oh, really? All slaves are born into master's household. Pregnancy occurs from the master's insemination of black slave women or through mandated breeding of slave couples. In the absence of open markets, slaves chain hands quietly in individual sales. They are also traded as substitutes for money in the settling of gambling debts. They can even be rented. In your Islamic countries, they still have slave trades that is going on. What year did Saudi Arabia make slave trade illegal? Do you know?
Where Wallace is from?
1962, just recently. So they had all this stuff. In fact, the king of Saudi Arabia, King Faisal, at that time he was a prince. He says there's not a single Muslim country that doesn't trade in slaves. You don't believe me? Here it is. We got receipts, brother. We got receipts. We're going to show you the receipts here. Okay? Here it is. Let's see. Let me put it on the speaker on this. Hold on. Hold on. This might not be the one with the audio. Let me see if this is the one with the audio. Hold on. Yeah, this one is not with the audio. Sorry. Hold on, guys. I got the one with the audio. This may be the one with the audio. Yes.
Great opportunity for the slave traders lies in the pilgrimage to Mecca. Mecca is the heart of Islam. And Islam is the third religion in the world. Show me one single Muslim country where slavery is not practiced, Prince Faisal of Saudi Arabia once said to a journalist.
Show me one Islamic country.
Yep, that's what he said.
Muslim country where slavery. Show me one single Muslim country where slavery is not practiced, Prince Faisal of Saudi Arabia once said to a journalist. At last we find what we have been searching for 6 months along the Persian Gulf. An open market in human beings. This one takes place in the courtyard of an old fort. And are on sale. All African. They appear as
I can't show you anymore because that they take the little girls and they strip them down, the women and girls, and sell them in the market because they got to be checked out, stripped down. Your Arab slave trade is the #1 slave trade going on in there. I can now show you next that in your own books, your scholars have sat down and said that the Arabs are the most superior race of all among the Muslims. That you African Muslims are the least.
Now, listen,
are below
so
them.
listen,
You
Devil.
sold out to a bunch of Arabs who
you.
call themselves white. They say Muhammad is white. They say, don't you dare. I'm going to show you this. They say, don't you dare call him black, because if you do, we're going to unalive you. Let me show you this, guys. Someday you need
FXK don't give a rip about the truth. You could tell he's already got a retort after what he just saw there.
Bro,
Most of the people in the audience feel like throwing up right now.
You
But
want
he
to
don't care at all about the truth.
Listen here, Devil.
Let me show you this. No, you gotta see
just
this.
said
No.
that the
You
sub-Saharan slave trade was the biggest slave
sell out.
trade, and that it was a millennium before the American slave trade, correct?
The sub-Saharan, this is how I know you're a little off in the brain, right? The sub-Saharan slave trade is the American slave trade. The transatlantic slave trade is your Islamic slave trade. So you don't even know what a sub-Saharan slave trade is in the first place. The sub-Saharan slave trade.
But he just said the sub-Saharan slave trade was the biggest slave trade in the world.
He probably said transatlantic, trans-Saharan, but it's okay.
Yeah,
well, the transatlantic slave trade was our ancestors brought to America.
That's
so
the same. It's the same thing as the sub-Saharan.
How can it be the same thing? It was white men that brought us to America, bro.
You see this? Is that transatlantic is.
Who sold them to
Which one is which? Because the American slave trade, white people went to Africa and brought our ancestors here and put them in slavery.
Be quiet. He's right about that, Eusebius. It's the Arab-led slave trade of African people predates the trans-slave trade. And that's the Arab-led slave trade is the longest in the history of humanity. But here it is. This is the #1, guys. I'm going to show you this real quick. Because this man needs to learn things. He sold himself to a white Middle East guy, and he thinks that he's somehow his guys are all black and therefore black people. This is the Maliki school of law, of the 4 schools of law, Sharia schools. #1 in Africa, which is a sad thing. In North Africa, this is the #1 book followed by them, the Sharia law book. It says in here, it is not permitted for an unmarried man to look at the face of a woman if he fears temptation, except if she is old or black. So black women are not attractive. You can look at an old woman or black woman. You should not look at anybody else. This is the #1 Sharia book talking about black women that way. Now I'm going to show you something else.
Well, you believe in that book. We don't believe in that book.
No, you believe in that book.
It's a Sharia book.
You believe in that book.
It's a Sharia book.
I never pulled.
It's an Islamic book. Yeah, well, you need to own some books so you can learn.
Because you're an ignorant
person. I don't know anything about the book, so
don't know your laws doesn't make your laws go over.
You do.
You can't go in court.
How can you say it's my book and I've never even read it?
Okay, this
that's
book
a you problem.
Yep. Yeah. So
no,
this is
not my problem, nigga. You lying.
We can't help it that you're dumb.
Hold on, guys. Let me show him this stuff. You know, he's going to go in front of the judge and say, I did not know the law exists, therefore I'm innocent. He follows it.
You can't
You're
say a book
scumbag.
belongs to
Yes,
us
listen.
because
You
you
know
say
what?
you got to ask us,
You
dumbass.
not only as a black man, you're a Muslim. You're a
Guys, it's the
dumbass.
title on the cover of the
You're
book.
a liar. You're a dumbass who doesn't know what your religion says.
You're a
So
liar,
that
dude.
makes
Quit
you
lying.
twice the dumbass out there. Okay, Muhammad, Messenger of Allah, in book Qadi Ihad Musa al Yusubi, in his book, he's a pretty big, huge scholar. He said,
according to you,
the real question is thus not how could Muslims have depicted Muhammad, but rather how could Muslims have possibly depicted Muhammad as black? No less of an authority than Qadi Iyad in his famous Al-Shifa book could report Ahmad Abi Sulaiman. This guy is, some people say, he was the first guy to put out a tafsir on the Quran. The companions of Sanun said, anyone who says that the Prophet is black, Aswad, should be unalived. Should be unalived. Okay,
Really quickly, Jay, really quickly, FXK. My wife is a black woman, and I can hear her all the way in the living room cracking up laughing at you, but she thinks that what you believe is pathetic.
Man, he is not
well,
only
you're
black man as
a
Muslim,
devil, so I wouldn't
but
care
he
what
is
you
a
think.
dumbass.
Anyways,
he's a dumbass
back
Muslim.
to
And Muslims are already dumbasses. This is a double dumbass of a Muslim who sits down and says we're showing him sources from there, and it's somebody else. Get out of here.
Do you listen, my man?
Anyways.
Anyway, what else you got, man? Last comment here.
So he said that the sub-Saharan slave trade, which was before the American transatlantic slave trade, was the biggest slave trade.
It was.
Now, I just pointed out Booker T. Washington, who was a slave and wrote a book. Frederick Douglass was a slave, wrote a book. W.E.B. Du Bois was a slave. They wrote a book.
Did Bilal write a book?
Do you know
Now,
FSK? Do you know why? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you why.
Someone in the sub-Saharan slave trade.
I'm gonna tell you why.
That wrote about it.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because as bad as bad as the transatlantic slave trade was, right? And as horrible as
it never
horrific, the transatlantic, man, transatlantic. Do you know what that means? What's wrong with you? Are you okay?
I'm listening.
As bad as the transatlantic slave trade was, they let us procreate, make children, so our legacy went on. Do you know what they did to our people in the sub-Saharan, the trans-Saharan slave trade? Do you know what they did when they got us, when they picked us up? They castrated us, so we can't even have children.
Well, you couldn't prove that.
Okay, watch your head, FX.
My goodness.
Have a good one. I wonder if Bilal wrote a book or Aunt Joshua. I wonder if Aunt Joshua wrote a book. These are Muhammad's literal black slaves,
racist demons in here.
No clue, right? From one extreme to the other. Respect and protect the black woman of Allah. Muhammad said he saw a vision of a black woman come out of Medina with unkempt hair, and he thought it was a sign that a plague was leaving Medina. What are you talking about? The woman of Allah.
He's worried about following a white man religion that made slavery, and then he jumps into a white man religion that made slavery.
Crazy work. Muhammad was a white slave trader, Jack. I don't know how to
He was.
Bro, I'm right now researching into, I don't know if you guys, Travis probably knows this, but
family's Irish. We were brought over here as slaves, and then they labeled it indentured servanthood.
That's it.
My mother's maiden name is McLaughlin. We were forced over here to come work. Yep.
So this is a side note, guys. I'm doing a project on Tawheed and something else out there, and I'm coming across these things where jinns have to do something with Tawheed, actually, the doctrine of Tawheed. But I learned that the jinns, you can marry a jinn, you can have intercourse with a jinn. That's what I'm like, what?
Somebody showed me a source on that, Jay. I think when I heard about this, one person said the only reason why you can't marry a jinn, right? The only reason why you can't marry, it might have been Travis that brought this source. The only reason you can't marry them is because they were afraid women would go commit adultery and come back and they say, "Oh, why are you pregnant?" Because it was the jinn. The jinn did it.
Yeah. I think that was something the Ahmadi were arguing that you can marry jinn.
The jinn.
Oh, you can find this. You can find this. Hold on, you can find this in Hanafi law that calls marrying jinn morally reprehensible.
It was Travis.
Like how? Yeah, how do you go? Where do you go to get a jinn? Only jinns?
Hey, Travis, I know you got all the Sharia books, right? So in Malachi's book, he talks about jinn. If you can find it for me, that would be
shut this guy up, man. Your echo chamber ain't gonna be here for long.
Yeah, well, bro, listen. We got an echo chamber with 167 people, bro. Our echo chamber's doing just fine. You know, it's not a big deal. We chilling.
Let me get to cooking, man. I want to cook some people today.
Hey, hold on. Travis, do me a favor. Can you look it up, Malachi? Not right now, but can you do that and take screenshots? Malachi says it is okay to marry and have intercourse with jinns.
I might start that website. Only jinns.
Yeah, you took one up from Only Jinns. Yeah, I'll take a screenshot in the book and send it to you, bro.
Yeah,
that's funny. You guys are talking about sex and marriage and all this kind of stuff all day. Is it because your priests ain't doing nothing with you no more?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you. Hold on. Let me mute you. I'll tell you why it is. I'll tell you why it is. Right. Here's the reason why. It's because Islam allows the most detestable practice known to humankind, and that's the abuse of children, the sexual abuse of children. And I really, really, really don't like it.
It does not be the false accusations you're.
And so I get on here every day and I talk about how Islam allows you to abuse children. And your brothers and sisters come up every day and confirm that Islam allows you to abuse young children. So I'm gonna keep doing it I'm gonna keep doing it every day. I'm gonna keep coming on live every day for 2.5 to 3 hours a day, and I'm gonna let you show the world how you think it's okay to abuse children. Now, Rizlan, I'm gonna do it with you. Riz, I'm gonna show you how you believe that it's okay to abuse small children. Are you ready?
Show me the Qur'an. And that's it. And show me.
Okay, first of all, do you believe in the Sunnah of the Prophet?
Yes, 100.
Perfect. How old was Aisha when he married Muhammad?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
According to Sahih Bukhari, you said you believe in the Sunnah of the Prophet. According to Sahih Bukhari,
I said bring the Quran to me. I didn't say bring the Hadith.
So you don't believe in the Hadith.
Do you know what jurisprudence is?
Do you believe in the?
Yes.
That's gonna get worse. You want to go to the
jurisprudence?
jurisprudence?
Answer the question. Do you know what jurisprudence is?
Do you want to go to the jurisprudence? Is that what you want to do?
No. What you're talking about right now is jurisprudence. You're not talking about the religion of Islam. You're talking about legalities and marital issues. It's like you're talking about
go to verse.
Go
to verse. We'll start with the Quran for you. Go to 65.
You say you follow the Sunnah, bro.
Listen, I want to cook you. Don't ask you.
Go to 65 and 4. Go to 65.
You said you follow the Sunnah, bro.
Look, you.
They can't hear you, Rizlan. Come back up. They can't hear you, Rizlan. Come back up. They can't hear you.
Oh. Yeah, he says he follows the Sunnah. Guys, why are we supposed to be bound by these guys who we've already made them 50% Muslims? They've given up on their hadiths.
Yeah, can you get rid of the accent? We've already given up on the resource.
Rizlan, I just want you. Rizlan, I just want you to engage. I want you to engage.
I will engage. Get this Indian off the panel.
Do you? All right, watch your head, man. Watch your head, man. You know you can't engage. You don't want to. Then you start insulting people because you know you can't engage. You want me to drop you, but I'll drop you like you want. No problem. You wanted me to drop you because you can't engage, because you're about to be forced to do the same thing that your brothers do time and time again every single day and say that it's perfectly fine to mount young kids. That's what you're about to do.
It sure is for them. Mount kids, dead animals, dead people, sisters, everything. Little boys. When you go to Jannah, Allah is going to give you His own special Tinder app. Swipe left for this hoodie, swipe right for that hoodie. Swipe left for this young boy, swipe right for the little young boy. Swipe left for this young girl, child, and swipe right for it. And then ultimately, you know how Tom Cruise's movie, it says, you complete me? The circle is completed for the Muslims when they say swipe left for this goat and swipe right for that donkey. So you've covered all your bases out there. Allah's Tinder app, ladies and gentlemen, they're standing in line. That's what they get.
That's a common Muslim. Yeah, exactly, Paul. I win. I cooked you all. Yeah, exactly, precisely. Hit the request button, guys. We rounding the corner here. All right. So if you want to come up and tell me, is Islam compatible with the modern world? Hit the request button. All right, and you can come on up and you can tell me why you think Islam is compatible with the modern world. Why do you think it's compatible with the modern world to mount kids, to think that women's dang, been talking too long today. Women's testimony is half that of a man to beat your wife. Why do these things exist, or should these things exist in the modern world? Kisan, how are you? You a Muslim?
I'm not so bad. How you doing? You okay?
I'm blessed.
Yeah, my English is my fifth language, so go easy on me, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, brother, you asked the age of Aisha Raziyallahu anha. She was 17 because her sister Asma, she's 10 years older than her.
Okay.
And
Show
when she
me.
got married, she
Show
was
me.
27.
Proof in it. You just talking, right? Can you prove it to me? With hadith?
Yeah, and yeah, 1 second. And talk about that, can you hear me?
Yeah, I want you to prove what you just said with hadith. I don't want you to just talk. I want you to prove what you just said.
Yeah, the age counting was different than today.
Please just give me the
Nowadays,
hadith that says
people
anything.
still
Hold on, my
counting.
man's. I want the hadith that proves what you just said.
Yeah, just want to say that the counting and was different.
He didn't have the hadith that proved what he just said.
He did. But he did manage to tell everybody, 160 people, that the Muslims couldn't count back then like they can count right now. So this is generational. When you hear me say that generational doorknobs, ladies and gentlemen, it's a DNA imprint. Right there. Couldn't count back then, couldn't count back right now. That's what he said. We did a whole different counting. We had a completely different counting. I mean, just people, they can rush. They can get more. I mean, they're so eager. You know what? Actually, let me see if I found that. It was Qurtubi who sat down and said in one of the tafsirs, and this is during this is on my Islamic dilemma document, where he says Muhammad said, "We are an illiterate nation. We don't know how to do calculations." I kid you not. This is
Kitty Eddie, what's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, cool. How you doing, man?
Good, man. You a Muslim?
You know the guy you just dropped it. No. I just want to add something. You said it's not Islam is not compatible with a modern world.
Yeah.
The guy is just proved because when he said he was trying to defend by saying that the way they're counting back then is different from now. That means it's not compatible. The way the Islam is, is just jump into it. All right, man. That's all. Thank you.
God bless.
All right.
All right. Any more Muslims, guys? If you want to come up in the meantime, please tell me. Is Islam compatible with the modern world? Islam compatible with the modern world? In any way, shape, or form? I would argue no. I don't think Islam has a place in the modern world. I think Islam is going to do what the hadith says, and it's going to go the way the dodo bird. It's going to climb back up into a cave where it came from. As soon as the devil got his use out of it.
Let me show you this. So you guys know I wasn't making. I bet the crazy stuff you get on your. This is Tabari. Tabari is well respected. Yeah, he's the number one big time scholar. He's closest to Muhammad's death. This is his tafsir on 278. So, anyways, he's talking about 278 about the unlettered ones, the small group of Jews, yada yada yada. You know what that sat down and wrote things with their own hands. But right in the middle of it, it says, after he says, by the unlettered ones, he means those who do not read or write. And suddenly it just starts saying, and from this saying of the prophet, we are an unlettered nation. We do not write, nor do we do calculations. Now, this guy just came up and said, we calculate. What are you doing? Counted in a different way. Right in the middle of, I'm like, bro, when I read it, I'm like, what? Why would you put that? Why would the prophet turn around and say, the whole group of Muslims are unlettered nations, illiterates, who do not write nor do calculations?
That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
Stuff you.
They admitted it. At least they admitted it. All right. We got any more, guys? We winding down here. Good day. Winding on down. If you want to come up, please, and just tell me, is Islam compatible with the modern world? We've got enough clips for today, I'll be honest. But Is Islam compatible with the modern world? Come up, Muslims. But I think most of the time around this time, sometimes y'all last until 2. If I get a really good one, I can last until 3. Right around 1:30, 2 o'clock, y'all start tapping out. It's like y'all finally realize, nope, I can't do it. I can't prove that Islam is compatible with the modern world because it's not. Because we don't marry children, and we don't think that women's testimony is half of a man, and we don't, do weird stuff with donkeys. Just not normal.
Did you say don't do weird stuff with donkey? Did I hear that right?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, someone's asking in chat. Instead of the tafsir, you can go to I believe it's Bukhari 19113 also says the same thing. Let me just check it out. Yeah. So if you don't worry about the tafsir, you can go to Bukhari where he says we are an illiterate nation.
Fatima, how you doing? Are you actually in Gaza, Fatima? All right, Fatima, if you're actually in Gaza, I'm going to drop you. God bless. If anyone want to gift her really quick, I want to drop her. I don't want to get in no trouble. I don't know if she even knows what's going on. If anybody want to gift her really quick, can. If you're not, I'm going to drop her like 3 seconds. Because I just don't want to get in any trouble.
No, she's writing in in chat.
They catch her on my panel. It's not going to be too great for her. So I don't want to get in trouble, but God bless you. I hope everything works out for you, okay? But if any Muslims want to come up, tell me why is Islam compatible with the modern world, if it is or if it isn't, feel free, man, hit the request button, come up and just tell me, let me know why. Why is it or is it not compatible?
I sit there and wonder sometimes, like you get 90, 100, 150 people and they just sit.
I'm telling you,
they just sit.
I want to count actually. Let's count the Muslims. I do this every once in a while. We got 1 Muslim, 2 Muslims, and these are just obvious. I know they're Muslims because I know them, or their name is obviously Islamic. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16. I got 16 obvious Muslims. I don't really know. I got 16 obvious ones though. I got 16 obvious ones. So.
Hey, did you see the debate between Avery and Lesbiano that took place on Sunday?
Yeah, I did see it. I saw the clip that God Logic posted. I don't really follow.
Okay, so here's what I went and signed up for the top 3 AI models in the world for their highest plans, the most expensive plan, whatever they have. Okay, and then I took the script of the entire debate and fed it, and I said, score the 2 people based on metaphysics, logic, doctrine of the Trinity, and philosophy. Just keep it tight. Not on rhetoric, not on presentation, not on none of that stuff. Just keep it on the content. And for the last 2 days, I've run about a 2-hour live walking through the entire analysis that they did. They gave logic 8 out of 10. They gave Lesbiano 3 out of 10. Completely caught below the spectrum, dude. They gave him scoring that he below the spectrum, right? And all the analysis of everything. I walked through each thing that he was talking about and what the analysis. Now, AI paid ones, the really expensive, the good ones, the top 3, they're very good at this stuff because the data and the literature has been around for thousands of years of Trinity doctrine, philosophy, logic, metaphysics. Those were the things that I said, go ahead and benchmark it. Bro, he got annihilated on it. He got annihilated by the AI just sitting down and saying on their analysis that this guy is a complete liar. But theatrics was really good from him. Yeah, I did it for yesterday and I did it today. 2 hours of walking people through the entire debate and then showing them benchmark. Each topic was benchmarked, right? There were 6 topics within that debate and they were all benchmarked. You got logic sitting down hitting 8 out of 10 and this guy's hitting 1, 2, or 3 out of 10, dude.
It's crazy.
Terrible.
Hamdallah, what's up, man? How you doing? That is crazy.
I'm good.
You Muslim?
I'm Muslim, bro.
You are Muslim?
Yeah, I'm Muslim.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
All right. Do you think Islam's compatible with the modern world?
Yeah.
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 Do you think it's compatible with the modern world to say that a woman's testimony is only worth half of a man's? Okay, guess not. Hey guys, listen, on YouTube, we're one sub away from 600. So if somebody please click the link in the bio, go sub to the YouTube, man. Get us to 600 really quick, okay? Click the link, go to my bio, click the link, look at the Nazarene Remnants YouTube page, go sub to the Nazarene Remnants YouTube page, okay? Get us to 600 before we get off today. Any more Muslims want to come up, they can actually engage. He just dropped. I don't really know what he had going on, but I guess he saw the handwriting on the wall and said, this ain't gonna be too good for me. So he just left. I don't think you're a Muslim, but we're gonna see.
Alhamdulillah, I am Muslim. Assalamu alaikum.
All right. Is Islam compatible with the modern world?
100%.
100%. Is it compatible with the modern world to say that a woman's testimony is worth half of a man's?
No, not in that way. No.
But Islam teaches this. So how would it be compatible?
That's not true.
You just said 100%.
Quran 2:282. Go read it.
What does it say?
It says that a woman's testimony is worth half of a man's.
Is a woman's testimony worth half of a man?
Yeah, that's what it says. It says it is. It doesn't.
That don't make sense because we all gonna be judged the same by God, brother. Okay. There ain't nobody being judged more.
I don't think it makes sense either. I'm just saying that's what the Quran. I'm not telling you the Quran makes sense. I'm just saying that's what it says.
Okay, well,
You said that Islam is 100% compatible, and then he asked you if saying that a woman's testimony is worth that half of a man's, is that compatible with today? And you said no. So how does that equal 100%?
Well, I really don't. I'm not really knowledgeable on that part. But I was going to give my reasonings on why it would be compatible with the modern day society.
Okay, give me a reason why. Let's try this.
Well, it's not much so of because first of all, I feel like Jesus and all of them, they were living in a different way, a different time, and Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, they were all living in a different, much more time, as in like without phones and stuff.
Yeah, if you live exactly how Jesus lived today, you would be perfect. If you live exactly how Muhammad lived today, you will receive the death penalty.
That is not true. I don't believe that.
If you are a serial rapist of young children, what happens to you?
He never did that. He never raped anyone, brother. You can't lie about that, brother.
Is it possible for a 9-year-old to consent to sex?
Brother, times were different back then. See, that's the thing you're not getting in your head.
I just said if you.
This is why you can't really talk about this because you don't understand how it was back then.
Conspiracy, relax. Let's walk back through the conversation really quick, okay? You said.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you said that Jesus and Muhammad lived in different times than today. I said if you lived exactly like Jesus, you would be fine. Everything would be perfect today. You said Muhammad too. Then I explained to you why if you live like Muhammad today, you would not be good. Does that make sense?
Well, I live like Muhammad every day by his principles, and I'm better than Jesus.
What'd you just say?
I'm better than Jesus. Jesus did
Who
miracles.
said he's better than Jesus?
I'm not better than Jesus. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I'm living a way better role model than what Jesus presented.
All right,
because Jesus presented miracle work at that time.
Is Muhammad your role model?
He's my 100%.
Would you marry a 9-year-old?
Not in today's time standards.
So Muhammad is not your role model.
No, bro, you're not getting it, brother.
Would you lead a war against the United States government to establish a Muslim country?
100%. Hey, let me tell you something. Can I explain why?
You would. I just know. Please, wait. I want you to repeat that again. You would engage in warfare against the U.S. government.
No, not warfare, brother. Come on, not warfare.
That's what I asked
put words in my mouth.
No, I asked you. That's literally what I asked you.
Okay, I didn't hear that, but brother.
Okay.
Can I speak, brother?
I don't know. I mean, I'm having fun with you speaking. You've admitted some crazy things. So, but I just want to
get
back to Muhammad thing really quick.
I'm just trying to speak my mind, bro. I'm trying to see. I'll let you know what I believe.
Yeah, let me tell you this again, right? So you would agree that today you should not follow the full example of Muhammad. There are things Muhammad did today that you shouldn't do, right?
But some people say Aisha wasn't even 9, brother.
Who says Aisha wasn't 9?
Some scholars debate till this day that she was 16.
Give me the name of the
Sahih Hadith say she's 9.
Yeah, give me the name of any hadith that says she was any age other than 9, please.
Brother, even if she was 9, we still agree with it.
Yeah, I know. That's the point, right? That's why. Yeah, Rafa say this right. That's literally what you just said. Is literally the point. You said even if she was 9, we still agree with it. That's why Islam is not compatible with the modern world, because you said even if she was 9, we don't care. He can mount a 9-year-old.
Brother, what about Rebecca and what about the earlier scriptures?
Show me.
One thing.
Yeah. Go ahead. Then I want to do.
What's up with the scriptures and all that stuff?
So
You guys don't ever say
Conspira,
about the previous time. Always bring up the Quran.
Conspira.
It don't make sense.
Conspira. That's the topic. So Conspira, if you were at the time of Muhammad, then would you marry a 9-year-old?
First of all, I don't know what a 9-year-old looked like back then. She probably had a more mature body. She probably had a different time.
Well, according to archaeological evidence, girls were actually smaller back then than they were today.
Brother, you have no proof of that.
I would be careful be calling him.
There's archaeological evidence. There is proof of that.
By the way, what made you say that according to that time it was okay? Why would you say that?
All right, well, you guys are just trying to make Muslims look like pedos right now, so that's okay. But I want to explain.
You just said you don't have a problem. You said you don't have a problem with a man marrying a 9-year-old. Definitionally, that means you're a what?
You do not get what I'm saying. Do not put that word in my mouth, bro. You are a liar.
If you don't,
Jesus will not.
If you don't, just listen. Okay, do you have a problem with the fact that Muhammad had sex with a 9-year-old?
He did not have sex with a 9-year-old.
Okay, so who is Aisha a liar or is Bukhari a liar?
It was 12.
Okay, the hadith says not. The hadith says 9. So is Bukhari a liar or is Aisha?
If you want to.
Is Bukhari a liar or is Aisha a liar?
Brother, I already told you. We already agree with this as Muslims because it was a different time period. We already told you this.
Okay, cool. My point is, do you have a problem with Muhammad doing it? Is it a problem to have sex with a 9-year-old?
But brother, your point of view on
is it a problem?
Demonic.
I know it's
demonic. He never did anything bad.
Yeah, you can't. A 9-year-old cannot consent, my brother. So anytime you put your wee in a 9-year-old, that's automatically grape. There is no other definition for it. A 9-year-old can't consent.
Also a pedo.
She wanted to.
Conspira. Also a pedo. The definition of a pedo is something.
Give me 1 second. I just gotta respond to what he just said. Just give me 1 second. It doesn't matter if a 9-year-old walks up to you today and says, "Please have XCX with me." That doesn't mean it's not grape. That's still grape, conspiracy.
No that's shit. Duh. Now in today's oh my god.
That's always been grape. Never in life was that not grape. Never was that not
because
grape.
The modern society. Hey, brother. Let me tell you something, brother.
No, it's the modern society.
What's wrong with you?
Damn it! I don't even get to talk. Damn it.
It's not respectful when you start saying it's okay to mount children.
All right, so I can't even explain myself. You can't even. How are you gonna even talk to a Muslim if they can't even explain themselves?
I tell you what. I'm gonna let them talk. I don't really want to talk.
You doing it for a reason. Conspiracy. You got hate in your heart. You do not follow Jesus.
Conspiracy.
You do not follow Jesus.
Conspiracy. Just listen. The reason why
you're the one who hates kids
is not to let you explain yourself.
I love kids more than you'll ever know.
The reason. One second. The reason why I do this is not to let you explain yourself. The reason why I do this is because I'll probably get.
What's the point of this? Can I leave?
I'm telling you.
Can I leave? Can I leave?
Duh. I ain't holding you here. Yeah, you can leave.
Goodbye. You are not open-minded, brother. You have a closed mind.
I know I'm not. I know I'm not.
You will never learn.
I know I'm not.
Keep your mind closed, brother. Allah guides who He will.
I know I'm not open-minded to the idea of someone having sex with a child.
You are very closed-minded.
You're right.
Stay away from playgrounds.
I am very closed-minded to this idea. I'm extremely closed-minded. The reason why I do this conspiracy is so I can get a good probably 300 to 500 views on this live, and they're gonna hear you, good Muslim, come up and say, "I have no problem with Muhammad marrying a 9-year-old," and then they'll never be a Muslim. It's not to listen to you. Why would I care to listen to you? I want people to see who you are. I want people to see what Islam is. That's why we do this.
Okay.
It's not to listen to you. Do I care to listen to you? Of course not. I want people to listen to what you say. I know.
Of course you don't care.
I know because I already know your fiqh. I already know your fiqh. I know your hadith. I know your tafsir. I just want people to know who you are. I want people to see Islam. I want them to get away from the. I want them to get away from the flowery dawah.
Jealous.
I want them to get away from the flowery dawah that they get on TikTok where they say, "Oh, Jesus was a Muslim and oh, one God." I want them to know that y'all like kids. I want them to know this.
There is a group that will like you though, bro. It's called Namla.
No, it sounds like jealousy. It sounds like he knows that Islam is rising. That's what it sounds like. and you gonna lose, brother. Jesus is not gonna look at you in the eyes. He gonna tell you, you did not worship me. You needed to worship the Father, Allah.
57 Islamic countries, 98.5% are third world S-hole economies, dude. You're rising in population. You're the dumbest ummah in the world, dude. If you don't have oil, you guys don't do anything, and you're mountains of children. And you sat down and lied.
Can I explain myself on why I think Islam is compatible with the modern world?
That was the norm back then. It wasn't the norm back then because you know why? Muhammad.
Looks like I can't even explain myself.
Muhammad had 11 wives. If it was the norm,
Muhammad had 11 wives. Oh my God!
50,
so what?
At least 50% of his wives would have been. He would have married them at the age of 6, 7, 8, 9. Not a single one.
So what? The prophet's time, Prophet Moses' time, they did the same thing.
So that tells you that it's not a norm. He did it because he wanted to have a little girl.
Bro,
if it was the norm.
Bro,
prove it.
I'm gonna do this. At that age.
Prove it.
It wasn't the norm.
I will, bro.
Prove that anyone in the Bible married somebody under the age of 18.
Bro, brother, I had Christians even tell me this that this.
Also, when you have a moment, can I get a word in?
Everybody was getting married around 13. The consent of marriage was like 13, brother.
Conspiracy, prove it.
You're closed-minded. You only establish society's.
I'm asking you to prove it. I'm asking you to show me any proof of this. Prove it.
Okay, prove that 18 is the real way. Right now we can prove it because of what?
Conspiracy. You made a claim that in the Bible people were marrying children too. Prove it.
Bro, I'm talking about the prophet's times, like the ages of the people time around that time.
In the Bible,
married around 13.
Prove it. 13 and 9 are different ages, number one, but prove it.
I can prove it in the Torah.
Okay, fine. In the Torah, go prove it in the Torah. Perfect.
Because your Bible comes from the Torah. Your Bible's not even a Bible; it's a Torah. Basically,
I believe in the Torah. Just get the verse from the Torah that says this. Go ahead.
We know, and Jews don't believe in Jesus; they believe in one God.
Go ahead and get the verse that you're referring to, man. Bring the verse from the Torah.
Brother, it's not about the verse.
You said you can. No, you wait. You said you can prove it with the Torah. So go ahead and prove it with the Torah. Go ahead.
I don't got nothing pulled up though, brother.
Okay, pull it up. You on your cell phone, right? Pull it up.
Bro, you haven't even let me explain myself why I think Islam is compatible.
My man, just listen. You made a claim. Conspiracy.
You're not willing to hear anything.
I'm literally telling you, please just bring me the source for what you said. Just bring me the source. You made a claim.
You're going to be stuck on this topic for the rest of your life. Just
I know. I am because I don't like people who abuse children.
I know.
Now, okay. Do you have the source or not? Do you have the source?
You're going to be stuck on this topic while Muslims rising.
Do you have the source?
When true.
Hold on. 1 second. I want to show everyone this. Do you have the proof that you said you had? You said I can prove to you in the Torah that it was normal to marry people this age. Do you have that proof within the Torah?
I got proof in the Torah, and I got proof that Rebecca was free, and I got proof in the Talmud.
No problem.
And I got proof everywhere else.
Get the proof from the Torah. Bring it to me. What's the book and the verse?
Well, I got to open up my computer now because you being a weirdo.
Okay, open up your computer. Let's get the source.
You didn't even let me explain myself, though. You still on one topic.
Open up the computer. Let's get the source.
Brother. We already know you're going to deny it. You have a closed mind.
Open up the computer. Let's get the
source.
Talking. You're not willing to move on the topic.
Just get the verse.
Let's get the source, man.
Brother, there ain't no point of convincing people like you.
Open up and get the source. Do you see how he doesn't have the source, guys? How he's running like a small child, like the people he likes to mount? Get the source.
You made a claim, support it with the evidence. That's what we'll do, and we expect you to do the same. At the end of the day, we're speaking to an audience, and we're asking you to convince us of this truth with your evidence, not just making baseless claims.
We'll wait on.
Make sure you don't turn your camera on and show us all your little special collections out there.
Keep being Islamophobic. You'll know one day.
I am definitely Islamophobic. Can you just get the source?
I'm not worried. Everybody will be judged by Allah.
I am Islamophobic. Just get the source. Man.
We know you are. You will continue to be until Allah judges you.
Just get the source.
Bro, stop talking. Just go get it. Stop crying, man.
I love the laughter.
Just get the source.
Stop crying and go get it, bro. You're showing everybody you're scared.
What did you remember when Peter
when Jesus told you to worship the Father? Y'all worshiping him?
Get the source. What's wrong with you?
Y'all pagans, all of y'all.
Hey, why did your Allah ask us to protect your holy lands, dude? He's got the United States military base protecting
No,
a
don't let
Muslim
him run.
holy
Don't let
land.
him run. Don't let him run.
Yeah,
Make him
don't
get this
keep asking him
source.
stuff because he ain't gonna go get it.
Get this source.
He doesn't have it.
I know.
Tell
I
me why
want to
those
show
Talmudic
everybody he ain't got
demonized-
it. Yeah,
go get the
I
source.
wipe my behind with the Talmud the same way I wipe my behind with your Quran. I wipe my behind with both of them.
You are a demon. You are a demon in flesh.
Getting
Thanks,
the
go get the
Talmud
source.
is like us getting
Get the
Bart Ehrman
source.
to come against Islam.
Get the source.
The Talmud is all over your Quran. Go get the source.
You don't like the Talmud. The Talmud is evil. That's part of
The Talmud's in your Quran, genius. Shut up. Go get the source.
Alhamdulillah for Islam.
Everybody in the
get the
comments,
source.
please comment. Spam. Get the source. Please just
Go get the
spam.
source,
Get
bro.
the source.
So while he's doing that, I'm going to get the consensus on Rebecca's age figured out from the book of Jubilees and events that take place in the book of Genesis, calculating sabbatical years, and we'll show the consensus on Rebecca's age while he goes and gets his rogue source. I'll show it after he gets done, as a matter of fact.
Also, guys, notice when he, just a side note here, notice when he was saying that it was normal at that time, so it was okay. Paganism was normal at that time. Did it make it okay?
Slavery was normal.
It's a stupid logic.
Islam came to wipe out and abolish paganism.
Get the source.
But it was normal at that time.
Get
Well, it
the
was normal, but
source.
what did Islam come to
Conspiracy.
do?
Conspiracy. Get the source.
Acting like normal means it's okay.
Get the source before you get your wife from Chuck E. Cheese. Get the source. Get the source, bro. Just get the source. Do you see? Read the comments. What does the comment say? Source.
In other words,
So
Islam didn't just do that stuff with kids because it was normal. It's because Islam teaches it's okay. It has nothing to do with the norm. Because if Islam thought it wasn't okay, like paganism, it would have destroyed it.
Watch how fast this is, guys. So they rely on a source from a dude in the Middle Ages that says Rebecca was 3, who tries to do math like their prophet, trying to read his name. So here's from the Jewish Encyclopedia. This is how fast I can pull over this 80,000-pound truck, find a source, and be done before your child bride turns 7. So this is from the Jewish Encyclopedia, and it's an article on Rebecca here. Let me show you guys. Hold on just a second, sorry. So this is from the Jewish Encyclopedia, and what it does is it shows the math, it shows the timestamps that happen in the book of Genesis, and they calculate that Rebecca's age at being married was to be 20 years old. Because Jewish law is very specific when it comes to sabbatical years and jubilee cycles. Yeah, hold on just a second. So because the Bible is very precise when it comes to sabbatical years and jubilee cycles, we can figure out Rebecca's age from certain events that happen in the Bible. Look, he had to run. So this is the consensus of what Jews say Rebecca's age was. And this makes more sense that she's 20 years old because she's having full-grown conversations. She's not like Aisha here that has to have a babysitter and have a boost up to the oven because she's so tiny. So Rebecca is having full-grown conversations, mounting and dismounting camels. She's not little Aisha playing with dolls here. She's doing full-grown woman work. This is the Jewish Encyclopedia, and the article is about Rebecca. You're welcome, Muslims.
And guys, as you saw, guess what he still didn't get before he left?
Well, the school bell probably rang at kindergarten class, and he probably had to go scoop his wife.
It's a fact. Crazy people.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, man? You're a Muslim? Hello? Sorry, I got a phone call. You a Muslim,
Is
man?
that what you said?
You're a Muslim?
Man, do you hear it? I said I'm a Muslim.
All right. Do you think Islam is compatible with the modern world?
Yeah.
Is it compatible with the modern world to say that a woman's judgment is half of a man's?
What you just say?
Huh?
What are you trying to say?
Islam.
Do you hears?
It is the Islam is fitting to all period of time.
Okay.
It's not considered to any time.
Is it
It's
okay
considered for all
today?
time.
Okay, is it do you
It's
think
it's from 1,400 ago till the day of judgment.
where are you from, man?
That's not none of your concern. Why are you asking?
Because your English is really bad.
Yeah, I know, but you know, I had to learn English because it's the only thing, you know.
Well, did they
Because the
use does the
Kufar
UK
made you
use
learn
that?
English, huh? You had to learn English because the Kufar makes you learn English.
Well, yeah, exactly. The kuffar made me to speak
Yeah.
English
Submit to the
because you know,
Kufar.
I had to speak with them to.
How much does the Kufar pay you in England, like monthly?
Man, I'm not living in England. I'm in Saudi right now. But you know,
How much
the
is that?
kuffar made me do speak their their language
Did you say you live in
because
Saudi Arabia?
yeah, I do.
And you guys, this is just I want to before we move on to the topic, I don't even want to see this. This is what the Kufar does. This man is a Muslim who bow down to the Kufar. This man is a Muslim who lives in Saudi. He had to learn English. Bow to the Kufar. He lives in Saudi. He lives in the land of the Prophet. He had to learn English.
Nigga, look.
Whoa! Whoa!
What are you trying to say? I'm not bowing to anyone.
He's quoting
I'm not
Hadith, by the
bowing to
way.
anyone.
Whoa, camel
Carry
jumping.
on, Negro.
Yep, that's the Hadith.
Okay, so now you're racist.
Hey, look.
And the Kufar rules your country.
Wait. Are you trying to say that the Islam leadership, they're bound to the kuffar, they're bound to
Your king in particular, your king bows down. He don't just bow down. Your king bend over. He don't just bow down. He bend over. Now, Qatar bows down.
Well,
Bin Salman,
look, my king bent over, and your wife bent over for someone else.
That's okay. Mohammed bin Salman,
I don't care. Look. I don't care if
is.
Mohammed bin Salman bent over for Trump. I only care for your husband.
Your husband. I know you're gay too. Like this man is fully following the Sunnah, guys.
Oh, he messed up.
He is fully following the Sunnah. You know, he had to get that night of the black gin in. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, he wanted to get ridden like Muhammad, man. He wanted to get ridden like Muhammad. Exactly, Floridian slip. You say one thing and mean your mother. Isn't that crazy? Wow, that's crazy work. That's crazy work. All right, man. Anybody else want to request to come up, man? Please feel free, man, hit the request button. This man is living in the land of Islam. I mean, he's living in the land of Islam at Learn English. It's crazy work. Go ahead, Travis.
He was trying to insult your wife and say he was only concerned about her, but the men that was on his mind.
That's a fact. He couldn't get it off,
bro.
Night of the black gin, baby. Gotta ride him all night long. You feel me? Conspiracies,
tough,
man. Did you get that source, man?
Bro.
Huh?
Did not get the source.
I know. You know why? You know why you didn't get it?
Bro, as much as you try to convince me otherwise, I'm still gonna be Muslim, bro.
I'm not. I keep telling you, bro. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm trying to convince the 155 people watching that y'all like kids. I don't care.
You don't like kids, bro. Oh my
Your
God.
prophet did.
Muhammad did, and Muhammad got fully aroused, took his clothes and climbed into bed with one. Hold on, a second. Conspiracy. Listen, man. Listen, by definition, a PDF is somebody who's attracted to kids. Muhammad got fully aroused, took off all his clothes, and climbed into bed with a 9-year-old. So what is he by definition?
Bro, stop the lies. He didn't get fully aroused like that, bro. Come on, stop the lies.
How do you have intercourse? Does a man have to be aroused in order to have intercourse?
But see how you're just adding additional words.
Did you not take this? Did you not take the class in high school, bro? You didn't take the class in high school, bro? You don't know how this works?
What did he just stuff it in there, Saul?
That don't work. That don't work. That don't work. I'm gonna keep it being with y'all. That don't even work. You can't even do that,
bro.
Okay.
I'm making it seem like
conspiracy. Let me run through. Okay, if someone has sex with a 9-year-old, definitionally that is grape. There is no way
depending
around
on how
this.
she was brought up, depending on how her body was mature enough.
This is why I do these lives. You just said it depends on her body if you have sex with a 9-year-old or not, if it's great.
It depends on her maturity. I just said her maturity and body. They were.
Would you sleep with a 9-year-old?
If she's mature,
God,
if her
bro.
body's mature, would you do it?
Aisha hadn't reached puberty, by the way.
Let's let him answer that. Hold on, I want him to answer that. Would he sleep with a 9-year-old if she got the body for it?
Yeah,
Bro, not in today's society standards, bro.
If you lived at Muhammad's time, would you sleep with a 9-year-old?
Well, I mean, if that was, I mean, I don't know.
PDF alert.
Bro,
Yo!
Yeah, man. Yo, it finally comes out, dude. It comes out, dude. By the way, man, how do you know a woman is a child is physical? It has to be what you call the vaginal canal, whether it can take the appendage of an adult wide and deep enough. So, what do you guys learn in Islam?
Bro, I don't even know what you're talking about and on about, bro.
How would you know?
Because you know what's funny? Muslims don't even think about that stuff, bro. That's what's crazy. Muslims think about truth. Muslims think about God.
How would you know a 9-year-old child's body is ready to take the organ, the private part of a grown adult? That depends on the vaginal canal, the depth or width. How do you know that? Do you guys in Islam learn the 1-finger test, 2-finger test? How do you test 9-year-old girls out?
Yeah, your mind is so dirty. You have a dirty mind, bro. I don't think it's the question. That's you. That's y'all demonizing our prophet. Bro. We don't think about stuff like that.
1400 years ago, did you have
bro, we don't think about 2 fingers, fingering. Y'all are weird, bro. We don't.
I know. Let me tell you how worse y'all get. Y'all don't do 2 fingers. Y'all do something called thighing, where you literally try to put it into until it fits. So you get even worse than a finger.
You are such a weirdo, bro. You are the only one
thinking
of this
religion.
stuff. You're thinking
it's
of
your
a weird,
religion.
You're thinking of a little
it's your
kid right
religion.
now, bro.
You said you would have slept with
But
a
you're the one
9-year-old.
thinking. We don't think of it like that. Our prophet was pure.
Pure
He would
what?
never.
I mean, you don't think about it. Your religion talks about
Okay,
it.
Allah
Are you
made it.
okay?
Allah sent him to marry.
The reason why we're even discussing it right now is because your religion makes it an issue. Are you slow?
Does not make it not true. Does not make it not true. Does not make it not the truth. Because there are certain things in the Bible that you guys are not willing to
Did you
agree
hear what
with
I
as well.
just said?
Okay, give me
A
one
panic
thing. Go
attack.
ahead, let him finish.
Did you hear what I just said?
Bro, I don't want to hear what you say. You're just a demon. I don't care about you.
Give me one thing Jesus Christ did that I wouldn't do. You said in the Bible. Give me
Brother,
one thing.
I'm talking about Moses. I'm talking about the prophets. I'm not even talking about. I'm talking about in the Bible itself.
Yeah. We don't say anybody in the Bible is a perfect example except for Jesus, so that doesn't work.
Okay, but Jesus did miracles. He was giving a message at the people at the time. He would not been a.
I would do miracles if I could.
For mankind.
Yes, he
Prophet
was.
Muhammad was a good example.
I would do miracles. Let me everybody on the panel. Would y'all raise the dead if you could?
Okay, then do it right now. Then, since you want to follow Jesus, follow your example.
Was
Do
Jesus'
miracles right
message?
now.
Hold on.
Show me your miracles.
Was Jesus' message to sleep with little 9-year-olds?
No. Show me your miracles right now, because you want to follow Jesus.
Yeah,
watch this. Wait, you want to see? You want to see one?
Oh, peace out. Goodbye. I don't care.
So if I show you that Christians have the miracle of teleportation. So let me just pick someone.
No, because he was not a good example.
Hold on,
just a
second.
example in all
you
areas of
said show
life.
you a miracle. I'm going to give you a miracle. So
oh my God, y'all don't understand.
Here,
Prophet Muhammad had discipline. He had in all areas of life. He taught you about all areas of life.
Get on that mute button. Well, hold on just a second. So if I can show you that Christians, when we become Christians, we have the power of teleportation.
Y'all think it's the Holy Spirit when it's really a demon.
If you don't mind really quick, if I can show you that I can teleport you to anyone's location in the audience, would you believe us?
Bro, what are you talking about?
Yeah, here, watch. Look, I send you right there.
Magic. Damn. Look, I want to show you one more thing though. Look in the comments while you're there, okay? You in the comments? So you teleported to the comments. Magic. He made you teleport. Look at our miracles. But look at this. He said the messenger of Allah, he was such a moral guy. He was so very moral, right? Read this. It was narrated from a Nas that the messenger of Allah had a what? Who he had what? So not only was he doing it with kids, he was doing it with slaves. He was doing it with black jinn. He was doing it with everybody. He was doing it with everybody. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah Jesus.
The comments, the comments were getting filtered. I was trying to say, like, he reminds me so much of Hey. I wanted to ask him if he, I wanted to ask him if he's actually related to him, because I was like, oh, dude, this guy is like a replica.
All right. My man's you're a Muslim, think about?
Yep.
Is Islam compatible with the modern world?
Yep.
Is it compatible? Is it compatible with the modern world to say that a woman's testimony is worth half of a man's?
Huh?
Is it
Can you repeat that one more
compatible?
time?
Is it compatible with the modern world to say that a woman's testimony is worth half of a man's?
Because the woman's gonna get married to another man. That's the point.
Yes or no?
Is it compatible to say that a woman's testimony is worth half of a man's testimony?
By testimony, you mean will?
I mean, you go to court and you need witnesses. You have 2 male witnesses, or you can have 1 male and 2 females. Do you think that's compatible with the world today?
Can you give me the source for that claim?
Quran 2, verse 282.
Okay. You're saying all of this, but you're not providing a source.
Quran 2, verse 282.
Quran 2.
82, friend.
282.
Bro, when you heard that, everybody in here knew that was in the Quran. You're literally the only one in the room, and you're the Muslim who didn't know that was in your Quran.
Because you're going out of your way to search for stuff that's against Islam. That's why I know so much about Islam.
You are correct. Now, can you just answer the question?
He's probably a ginger out there, dude, from Denmark.
Gotta be a ginger.
Just join. Me and Tom join.
Why y'all got me throwing shots at Ginger?
Like, man, I'm out of here.
Yo.
Yeah, what's up with you little redheaded demons becoming Muslims?
Them yo peoples, Travis. You told you from Ireland, man. Them yo peoples, man. Somebody in the comments on YouTube said this one's a quarter brain. You ain't even have a brain. You're a quarter brain. Did you? It's Quran 2 Al-Baqarah, verse 228. Surah 282. Sorry, I'm used to 228. Surah 2, verse 282. I can put it on the screen if you need me to. It's on the screen on YouTube, guys, if you want to see it. Go to the YouTube, sub to the YouTube since we're here anyway. I might as well plug myself shamelessly, okay? Go sub to the YouTube. We're a little over 600 now, but now I want to get to 1,000. So go sub to the YouTube if you haven't already. The link's in my bio. So you can rewatch the lives every day if you miss them. So you can watch Muslims say how much they
The channel called, bro, just so I can type that in.
Nazarene Remnants
I'll
with
follow you on all that
Oblias. Nazarene Remnants with Oblias.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Psalms 21 is right. We just got, I remember what, last week? I was just on live saying let's get to 500. So we doing all right. All praises. All right, Caleb, we'll get you in a second. Caleb, on you. We'll get you in a second. Give me a second.
Brother, can you read Arabic or do you read it in some other language? What's his name? Think
about.
He's offline. Okay. He's off the app. By the way, we can't hear you when you're off the app in case you're having a conversation with us.
Well, Caleb, see what you want. Just want to see what you want. Caleb, you a Muslim?
No, I'm a Christian.
What you want to debate me on as a Christian, bro? What you need?
I don't know. I'm just here for like
hang out with the boys.
What you say, Caleb? What you need?
What type of like Christian are you? Like what denomination?
I don't have a denomination. What's your denomination?
Oh, I'm a Seventh-day Adventist.
Oh, you're SDA.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 15.
Okay, I'm not gonna debate you. You're a 15-year-old. Just watch the live.
Yeah,
okay?
have a good
and
one.
Watch some more videos on my page, okay? And I'll do some videos on SDA stuff. God bless you, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Take care. Yeah, guys, so just so you all know in the audience, LNG White was a false prophet too.
He's out of there. 2 for 2, man. We 2 for 2. When you tell me go, you read that source and said, nope, it's not compatible. I'm gonna get out of here. Not compatible. I'm a dip. I don't want to say it, but that ain't working. That's true. Yeah, bro, definitely ran. Oh man, that sucks. All right, guys. For whatever reason, we got taken down off of TikTok. So that's gonna be it for today. But God bless, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you haven't yet, guys, do me a favor. Since you're here, sub to the YouTube, okay? Sub to the YouTube. You can find me on TikTok. We'll be back tomorrow. No matter what, we got another account. We got another account, so we'll be back tomorrow no matter what. God bless. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Check out some more videos on our page. We may be a little late on the clip today.